It's time for another RBET weekend. Excitement. Big excitement. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to share the link of the stream on the Discord so that the people can come hang out. The people can come... Oh, shoot. I'm like listening to it on my phone. What's up, duelists? Welcome in. Welcome in. Gonna be a fun weekend. I think. I'm not really sure. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it. No, I'm kidding. It's gonna be a fun weekend for sure. Can you guys hear me all right? Is everything Gucci? All right, let's go ahead and switch over to the right screen. Okay, there we go. What's up, duelists? Oh god, this deck was awful. This deck was so bad. Playing it yesterday made me so angry. I need to cut these for books. This is what I was thinking of making the changes on. And then I was thinking of like cutting these. Maybe one of them. And then cutting one of those. Having two of these. I really dislike this deck, but it was fun to play in the video yesterday, and a lot of people like this deck. What's up, Enraged Peacock? How you doing? We should get predictions going. RBET predictions. Let's start things off hot. Let's start things off nice and juicy. So what did we have last weekend? What did we have? We had Deck Devastators 4, which I believe we can find coverage of on the edisonformat.com website. So we'll go look at those top deck lists and see what we can learn from the most recent big event. I know this weekend is also like the European Championship. What's up, Camille? How you doing? 2 Diva Hero. Yeah, that was really interesting. So where the heck is all that? Oh, here it is. Awesome. Okay, we can just open these bad boys right up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so we've got all the top 8 deck lists pulled up here from Deck Devastators 4. And I think this is my first time going over these on the channel, actually, which is interesting. This is not loading for some reason. Does anyone know why this is not loading? Okay, well, I've covered Fitz's list before, so let's just go over the other lists. Fitz got first place with Dragons. For some reason, it's not loading. Link might be broken or something. We can look at that different time. Yes. So this is the second place list from Pizza. Pizza was playing Diva Zombies. This looks as expected. I don't really see anything with this deck where I'm like super surprised. I guess the big thing would be like the Cyber Dragons in the main are kind of interesting. That's definitely not something I expected to see from him. I wonder how well they performed. They probably did a pretty good job at like stopping the swarm of Hero Beat that there was at this event. Hero Beat was the most played deck, and it didn't even make it into top 8, which is I lost my train of thought. So first things first, Hero Beat, Alias. This deck fell the fuck off. Like, it just didn't even top. Like, everybody prepped for it, and yeah, it just didn't cut it. Everybody was playing it, and nobody topped with it. That's a pretty embarrassing display for Hero Beat. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty embarrassing. What do you guys think about that? You guys, hold up. What's going on right now? Okay, cool, we're back. Lots of folks on Snowman and Dust Tornadoes. Yeah, exactly. And then as you can see here from That Good Pizza, he's got the main deck Cyber Dragon. That's another card that's just really good against that deck. And he's got the Dust Tornadoes, like you said. So, yeah, he just like meta prepped and was able to clear without any issues up until the Dragons finals. And I think Dragons gives this deck a really, really hard time because Drago just beats this deck. Like, 1v1's the entire deck. You summon a Drago, look at this deck. What does anything? The only thing that you could possibly do is, like, Pyramid Turtle, float into another turtle, and then sack for Caius. That's the only way you're getting over a Drago with this deck. Otherwise, you have to, like, Prage with Spirit Reaper and hope that they don't have, like, their outs. And I think Fitz was playing, like, a lot of ways to out Spirit Reaper. So it's not that easy. And then on top of that, like, this deck doesn't do a great job of attacking into Snowman Eater as well. So yeah, I think I can see why Fitz beat this deck in the finals. Next list is ×2, third place with Lightsworn. I think ×2 is one of the coolest players to ever do it. I know a lot of people love his Machina Lightsworn deck. I actually got the pleasure of meeting him in person at the IRL RBET, and we got to play some games together. And it was honestly, you know, you ever play those games where you're like, do you ever play those games where you're like at the end of the games, you go like kind of 50-50 with your opponent, and then you're just like super, super happy like after the games because the games were just that good. Like that's what it was like playing x2 in person. He was so much fun to play in person. Like he was playing his patented Machina Lightsworn deck, and I was playing Dragons, and it was just such a good time to play against each other. And I'm really happy to see him do well in a tournament because he's a really strong player, and he's just a really, really innovative deck builder. This card here down at the bottom, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's Glorious Illusion. Let's go ahead and look that up. This is a card that maybe is slept on a little bit. What does it do? Activate by targeting one Lightsworn monster in your graveyard. Special summon that monster in face-up attack. Wait, this is just Call of the Haunted. Wait, what? This card is awesome. Wait, this is awesome. This is a sick card. What the hell? During each of your end phase, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. Wait, this is just straight up Call of the Haunted. How come I've never read this card? What the heck? This is Call of the Haunted, but better because it mills. Wait, this card is fantastic. Where the hell is that? We're going to close this zombie list. That's awesome. Wow. That's fucking awesome. That's really, really cool. I like this a lot. And of course with the Lightsworn Dragon, that's really good too because you can bring back Huge Piercer. So that makes a lot of sense. And then triple Lila just to make sure the back row is clear for your Glorious Illusion. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Hold up, guys. I gotta answer this message real quick. That's really cool. I really like this deck. x2 is the GOAT, dude. Yeah, that's cool. Wow. Does it only have one print? That's really cool. I like this list a lot. Triple Wolf, Double Hamster does really well against Hero Beat, obviously, and the main deck Cyber Dragons again doing really well against Hero Beat. Obviously, x2 is a strong player too, and that always helps. So, wow, really good stuff. He's even got the Snowman Eater in the side. Yeah, he adapted. Looks like he did really well versus Blackwings too. This deck looks awesome. What the fuck? I want to play this. This looks really fun. I remember I sent it to my buddy, the Rare Hunter, after he got 3rd place with it, because I was like, dude, x2's the GOAT. He never built a bad deck. And my buddy has been looking for like a, he's been looking for a pure Lightsworn list because he doesn't want to buy Secret First Christias. Like everybody else doesn't want to buy them because they're like $700, $800 each. But I was like, oh, dude, x2 topped, and he's the GOAT. And I sent him this list. I didn't even look at the list myself. This is fucking fire. This looks really cool. This looks like a deck that I would play. Like, this looks like a deck that I would want to play. Look how aggressive it is. You got the 2 Sidras, you got the triple Wolf, you got the double Glorious Illusion and Call, so you got 3, like, reanimation spells. It's such an aggressive list. I love how, like, full shove it is. Like, we're not playing Gareth, you know? We're not playing Jane. We are playing Jane. We're not playing Gareth, but we are playing Jane. We're not playing Gareth. We're not playing any cards that don't just, like, immediately get us going. Everything is just, like, a huge bomb, like Celestia, Graganeth, or JD. Or it's, like, a really high-quality normal, like, Hamster or Lila. This list is amazing. This is really, really good. BDB asks, one question. In how much hours does the tournament start? So, the tournament starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and the signups close at 9:45 a.m. Pacific time, PST. So that's in approximately a little under 18 hours. I think it might be exactly 18 hours. It's amazing till you draw 2 wolves. Well, yeah, maybe. You do have the recharges, and you do have Lumina, so you have at least 4 ways to convert them. And you do have Plague, so it's kind of like a secret fifth way. But yeah, drawing 2 wolves does suck. I agree, Shad. That is bad. That is not fun. I hate drawing 2 wolves, personally. All right. Next list. Ludovico. Dude, Ludo is a really good player. He tops, like, every time he enters. This guy's just a good player. That's literally, like, that's all I can say about this dude. And he's got the legacies. That's heat. He's got the mind control. That's heat. I like this list. It looks good. This list looks really good. He's just got all the stuff. He's not playing torrential. Sideboard looks standard. No, this looks good. If I was going to play pure Blackwings, this is almost identical to what I would play. I think the only difference is I would maybe main the torrential. That's the only difference. But, like, yeah. Oh, fuck. I didn't even notice the Mistral. Why does he have Mistral in his deck? I guess it's so, like, he can search something off Vayu Summon for Whirlwind. Mistral's interesting. What does that card do? I didn't even notice that. Maybe it's just an additional tuner, so his mind control's live more often. I think that's mostly what it is. If this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, reduce the next battle damage you would take this turn to 0. So that sucks. That doesn't do anything. Mind control is strong with the Mistral. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's not bad, and you get it off Shura. Yeah, it is a brick. I'm going to be honest, it is a brick. But giving Shura the ability to go into a 6 is kind of cool. Because you can go Shura, bring out this guy, and then go into Armed Wing. And then... What's up, Kalindi? How you doing? What's up, Ryan-Eyed? I'm going to be honest, it's sus. I wouldn't play it. I don't know. That's the only thing. Yeah, I'd probably cut the Mistral for a Torrential. And that would be my big difference. And that'd be it. Yeah, I'd probably do that if I was going to play this list. But this list looks good. This looks like a Blackwing list. And Ludovico's a really good player, so I'm not surprised to see him top. Okay, next one. Freyway's Heroes. Hero Frogs. Yeah, it looks solid. Looks like it has everything you want out of a Hero Frog deck. I don't really see any things I would complain about. Sideboard has the Unifrog, double Super Poly. Has the Torrential. Torrential is like one of the best cards in Frogs. People sleep on it a lot. Torrential and Mirror Force, I think, are really good in Frogs. This is Fraser's first top, right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is his first top. I don't think he's topped anything else yet. I could be wrong. He said in the vid that Torrential was MVP. That's funny because the guy who won RBET IRL with Frogs also said Torrential was the MVP. So that's 2 people doing well with Torrential and Frogs saying that it was the MVP. BDB says, why play Regeki over Phoenix Wing? Is there a reason? Yes, there is a reason. So sometimes you just need to out a card. Like if your opponent special summons Judgment Dragon, for example, you don't want to Phoenix Wing that. Or if your opponent tribute summons Caius, for example, you don't really want to Phoenix Wing that. Or if your opponent has, like, you know, just Mask of Restrict or something. Phoenix Wing on Mask of Restrict, maybe it outs it for 1 turn, but then they get to draw it again, and then you have to deal with that Floodgate again. So I think Regeki Break is just a little bit more clean of an answer. That being said, I don't know. I think that it's kind of up for debate. One thing that's interesting about his list is he's on triple Battle Fader and only 4 Monarchs. But I mean, it worked out for him. Like, one of the changes I would probably make is, like, cut a Battle Fader out of Ryza. Because I feel like I wouldn't draw enough Monarchs. Oh, the Super Poly bounce play? Yeah. That was common more in later formats. Which is, I believe, when Fraser played the game. I could be wrong, though. I don't know if he played during Edison format, like, as competitively as he did in the later formats. I know he played very competitively in the subsequent formats, and that's when he topped some YCSs or whatever. But I could be wrong. Congrats to him. I mean, he's been grinding this format a little bit, so makes sense to see him do well. This is a cool deck. This is a very Fraser Smith deck. All right, Super Poly makes sense with all the hero beat. Next deck, Vados Flamvel. Shout out Vados. Vados, longtime friend of the channel, longtime supporter of the channel. Really cool guy. Always happy to see him do well. This makes me happy to see him succeed. And his deck is cool. I really like his deck. He's got the Cyber Dragons and the main and the Spies. Cover your hero beat bases. Hamster Raikos, solid. Triple Book, triple Fire Dog, pretty solid. Only thing that's kind of weird is like Sork with only 3 lights, but Sork is so good, you just gotta play it, you know? It's just such a good... Oh, I guess he has Cyber Dragons. No, I'm fucking insane. I'm fucking bullshitting you guys. He has 5 lights. Never mind. Sork looks amazing. I'm smoking crack. No, yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I mean, it just looks solid. Sideboard looks solid, actually. I really like the skill drains. It's something I've adopted in some of my Flamvel lists, because you just make Stardust skill drain, and like some decks can't beat that, which is cool. He's got Arcanite. What is the Arcanite? Oh, it's Gale plus the Spies. Yeah, that's cool. One thing that's a little bit sus is like his extra deck. He has 2 Chimera Techs. I feel like the second Thought Ruler or the second Colossal come up more than the 2 Chimera Techs, but I could be wrong. It looks like he's cut Android. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. For Rim as well. But it's all the same, right? 2 Spy, 1 Descendant looks a bit odd. I don't know, man. Maybe he was just drawing multiple spies too much and he decided to cut one. It's all arbitrary. 3 or 2 spies, like that's not going to make the difference between whether or not this deck functions. Spy is also pretty bad going second versus a lot of decks. And maybe he only wanted 6 flip effect monsters, and the only one he could really cut was one of the spies. So I kind of get it. It's all arbitrary, right? Like, that's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think that's really going to make a difference. Maybe he cut the 3rd spy for the Gale or something like that. I don't fucking know. Deck looks good. Shout out to Vados. All right. Ichigo Kurosake, Diva Hero. Looks solid. Spirit Reaper's cool. 1 Gold Sark. Got the E-Call with the alias. I mean, it looks pretty solid. It looks exactly like what everyone else is playing. Sideboard has all the stuff. Yeah, looks accurate. Diva Hero's a good deck. I actually think it's like... It's kind of like the Diva Gemini Hero, but it has a little bit higher of a ceiling. So, like, you just have these broken draws where you auto-win. One thing that's weird is to see Greffer without Dark Armed. I think Dark Armed is very good, but looks like he's not playing that. I also think this deck does really well into Diva Hero Beat or Hero Beat in general. I think this is like this is like the go big version of that. I don't know if you guys play Magic the Gathering or anything, but like if you play Magic the Gathering, like in aggro mirrors, the person who goes big wins. Like, so it's kind of like that. It's kind of like you're playing like an aggro mirror, and so you go big and then you win. Deck looks good. Deck looks solid. Shout out Ichigo. I mean, there's not really much to say about it other than the Decree in the side is cool. Extra deck looks straightforward. Yeah. No, good shit. Looks awesome. I wonder how much Alias mattered over Ocean. Because Ocean gives your E-Call a water target, but Alias is a better summon a lot of the time. So I'm curious about that. Alright, and last but not least, we've got Beast Mode's Diva Hero, which is the same deck, except he's playing 41 cards. He's included a 2nd Phoenix Wing Windblast. He's also playing Armageddon Dad instead of Greffer. He was also playing Trag and Sangan. I don't remember if the other guy was playing Sangan. He's not playing E-Call, he's not playing Alias. He's elected to go with the stronger individual cards, like Card Trooper, Super Poly's a good pick, Thunder King's really good. Oh, Beast Mode's a really good player. I think he tops everything. That's like his calling card. He hasn't yet won something. I think it's because for him to win something, he's gonna need the sauce. He's going to need the sauce to win something. And a lot of the decks he's been coming with, this is the closest thing that I've seen him bring that's the sauce. This is close to the sauce. It's a little bit off of the sauce. You want to know why? Because it's 41 cards. Just cut one of the cards. Then it's the sauce. But, yeah, it's very close to the sauce. That's the only thing that's keeping him from winning. That's why Fitz won, because he had the sauce. All right, let's get into RBET predictions. First things first, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think is going to do well this weekend? Let me know in the chat right now. Ooh, we don't want to delete that. Let me know right now. What do you guys think is going to do well? Couple people saying Gemini. Hand loop guy? What is hand loop guy? Is that X Sabers? What is hand loop guy? Gemini truthers, frogs. So Gemini was technically around for TDV4, although I think a lot of people weren't really respecting it or didn't get enough testing for it. I'd be interested to see if it does well in this event though, because people have had a little bit more time to sort of get used to it. So we've got Gemini, Gigaplant. We've got Frogs, Treeborn. We've got Hero Beat. I'm going to go with Hero Beat isn't doing shit because it did not do shit last weekend. Oh, Hand Loop Guy, dude. Hand Loop Guy. I forgot, dude. I forgot. Hand Loop Guy, dude. He's doing well. Zombies, Illbled, okay. With Offering. Lightsworn, Glorious Illusion, okay. Whatever Raunik decides to play, I'll just put... That's just the Treeborn Frog, let's be honest. What do you mean whatever he decides to play? Let's be honest, it's Treeborn Frog, like that. That's what Raunik's playing. Okay. These are some fun predictions. Yeah, I'm on board for all of them. I would love to see any of these 5 decks do well. That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. I just want to see some new sauce, you know? And all of these are new sauce. I think that's hype. Fairies, yeah, they might do well. I don't know. Meta's a little hostile. Codaris Hero? What do you guys think? This is tough. This is genuinely tough. Dragons, you think? Huh. Blackwing? Well, the obvious ones are like Blackwings and zombies, I think. We'll probably see one of those top. Just because they're like, floor is so high. How does Gemini do versus Blackwings? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played that matchup. Diva Hero? Alright. Diva Hero, sure. What's up, Travis? How you doing? What's up, Goat's Heart? Goat's Heart, you said Dragons is a few spicy tech cards away from winning one. It literally did just win one. It just won Deck Devastators with some spicy tech cards, like you said. So yeah, Dragons did just win a tournament. I'd love to see a Harpy deck go far. I don't know if that's possible, but that'd be cool. What is Cyber Harpy? That's the one people play. Okay, so I'm going to do the like what I want to happen. I want to see a Gigaplant deck win. That's what I want to happen. And then I'd like to see a mix of this, and sure, fuck it, Harpies in the top 8. If the top 8 is these 8 decks, I will be happy. That is 7 decks. If the top 8 is these 7 decks. All right, get hand loop guy back in there. Okay, if the top 8 is these 8 decks, it will be a good weekend. It'll be a good weekend. You can replace Harpies with Blackwings, and you can replace hand loop guy with Diva Hero, and it'd still be a good weekend. This would be a cool top 8. When you guys agree? And then Gemini in first. That'd be kind of hype. You know, 2 people who got top 2 at a 20 plus locals. Coderas Hero ain't that bad. I'm assuming any deck that plays Miracle Fusion is not that bad. Yeah, I can agree. And I think Coderas is a solid card. I actually think it's a good card. So, that's just me. Do I have a Harpy deck video? I have a couple, yeah. Let me see if I have a list. I can show you guys. I might not have it. Oh, I do. What is this? This is one of the lists I've played. This list is bad, though, I think. If I remember correctly. Yeah, I remember this list being bad. Hold up. I have another list that's like better. Let me see if I can remember it. So the other list was like this. It was like this. It was something like this. And it played like a stun like hand control deck. Can't remember how many breakers I was playing. It was just something like this. I don't really remember. And then just hella good trap cards. And then I might have been playing. I don't remember what else I was playing, but it was something like this. This is the, if you have Retro Pack Cyber Ladies, this is probably the best way to approach it with Smoke Grenade of the Thief, because you can go first. A lot of decks get picked apart by like turn 1 Dust Shoot. Now imagine you have 4 of those. You have 4 turn 1 Dust Shoots. Like, that's pretty gross. And then you can play Mind Crush, that's pretty much always going to be live because you have smoke grenades and shit. So, yeah, this was how I was approaching the deck, if I remember correctly. But I think I have it on another account. And it was decent. It was decent. So you have issues. I think I was also playing Cyber Dragon. Yeah, you definitely have to play Cyber Dragon because, like, you'll get a hand where you have, like, Harpy, Hunting Ground, thing, and then you need to summon a monster so that you can equip the thing to the monster. You can also equip this to your opponent's monster and then summon the Harpy and pop it. So if your opponent has a face-up monster and you're going second, you can use the Hunting Ground to pop the smoke grenade on that's equipped to their monster. So that's another way you can utilize it. There's a lot of like little tactics with this deck. I think, yeah, I think Space Typhoon was in it. I don't remember exactly though. As just a way to blow stuff up. So you could do something like this, and then like supplemental engines. Where's my fucking mouse? Did my mouse just die? Okay, it's back. It's back. It's back, folks. It's back. My mouse is back. Okay. You could do something like this, and then you could play like a bunch of different supplemental engines. Like you could play Gear Town, and that wouldn't be bad. Or you could play Icarus Attacks and like some other Winged Beasts. That wouldn't be bad. You could play more Darks and Darks and Morgue. That wouldn't be bad. You could play There's a lot of different things you could play, but like this is kind of the backbone of it all. Yeah, Blast with Chain was in my list. I played it, like I said, I just played like a bunch of traps, but you can definitely play this card too. This card's fucking nasty. Yeah, no, this card is good. So you like flip it, and then you can pump your guy. It's like a damage step trick. And then later on, you can pop it with either Hunting Ground, or if you equip it to Gear Freed, you pop right away, and it gives you a target anything on the field, destroy anything, which is really strong. Does it look fire with all the Hobby League skills art? That sounds sick. Does Creature Swap come in Hobby League? That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. So this is how I was playing it, and then I was playing with like a bunch of other like just random shit, like just random good cards like Gale. Just random shit, you know? Doom Caliber, this type of thing. Like just you could play with a bunch of different stuff. Sangan, that type of shit, Thunder King, whatever. You could even play more breakers if you want to, or less, or whatever. It's all the same. And then I just had like all the good traps, bottomless, Call of the Haunted. You could play Royal Oppression in this. You could play a lot of stuff in this. Torrential isn't bad. Solemn. Air Force. Starlight. Whatever. You guys get the idea. The deck kind of builds itself from this point. But the general core concept was like Gear Freed Smoke Grenades and Harpies Smoke Grenades and Breakers Smoke Grenades. Benkai says Dust in the main, sure. Dust can't pop your own cards, so it doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense to play it. But maybe. I don't fucking know. It seems pretty bad though. Because you don't really care about back row. Like, the only reason we have Typhoon is Pop Power and Smoke Grenade. You don't really care about back row because you just go like summon Harpy Queen and it blows something up. Or summon Cyber Harpy Lady and blows something up. And if they back row you, you're like, fine, call it, blow another thing up. Like every summon just auto +1s. So like if they're spending back row on you, it's like you're okay with it. Kind of. And people will stop setting their back row. Like people will stop setting D-Prison versus you. So your Dust Tornadoes will just sit there dead. What do I think about Destruction Jammer? I've never read that card in my life. Negate the activation or effect that destroys a monster on the field. I'll destroy that card. This looks terrible. That's what I think about it. Destruction Jammer plus Mask or Light Imp is insane. No. No. No, it's not. Because how does this stop? How does this protect your Mask or Light Imp? It says, or affect monster's effect that destroys a monster on the field. This doesn't protect your Mask or your Lightmare. This only protects the monsters. Yeah, definitely rather play my body as a shield or Starlight Road. No, this card is bad. You said they go bottomless on your monster and you're like, hold up. How about instead of bottomless on my monster, I'll give you a card from my hand and I'll give you one of my back row. Yo, shout out to Golden Nova for the raid? Is that a raid? Yo, what's up, duelist? Shout out Golden Nova. How you doing? That's my guy, dude. Golden Nova's the homie. Shout out. Gemini package. What's up, Golden Nova? How'd your stream go? Did it go well? Anyway, this is how I build Harpies, but back to the RBET predictions, because I want to just tie this up. I want to give you guys my actual predictions for what's going to do well. The discussions, they're going good. We're talking a little bit about potential Harpy Lady decks, but we're going to do the predictions. So, my actual predictions on what's going to do well, so I think Blackwings are going to do well, because the meta is kind of wide open right now. I think Blackwings do pretty well into a wide open meta. And then as a result, I think Fairies are going to do well because they beat Blackwings. So, those two. And then I think some people will play these decks. I think Frogs will do well. Frogs also does a really good job into a wide open metagame. So I think these 3 decks are like best positioned. Frogs, Fairies, and Blackwings. I don't know if we'll see a lot of this crazy shit. Maybe we'll see more Lightsworn stuff. And then I think we will for sure see hero stuff. So these are my 5 picks for top. These are my 5 picks for what's going to top this event. Blackwings, Fairies, Frogs, Lightsworn, and Heroes. I think Lightsworn is just a really strong proactive deck, particularly with this glorious illusion technology that x2 has adapted. I think the Frog deck does a really good job into a wide open field. Mr. Icy Sax has no Value Turbo. I never really put money on Value Turbo just because I feel like it's a worse version of Hybrid Blackwings. That's my personal opinion on it. I know a lot of people think differently than that, but I feel like Hybrid Blackwings just does what that deck does, but better. Like, it's more aggressive, it's better in other matchups, it's not as slow, you don't get the awkward bricky hands where you have 3 Raikos and you don't mill well. You don't get the awkward hands with, like, I don't know, triple value because you play Icarus. Like, there's a lot of stuff that, like, the hybrid Blackwing deck with Greffers just naturally solves from the Value Turbo deck. So I never put my money on Value Turbo, and every time it does well, I'm, like, kind of surprised. I'm going to be honest. But it's, like, it's a good deck. I just don't think it's as good as these 5 right now. Like, Value Turbo will struggle with dragons, and it struggles with zombies. And it'll probably struggle with some of this other shit, like frogs. And I think the faster Lightsworn decks just kind of, like, go over the top of it. And then, like, you know, like, the other decks, like Fairy and Hero, depending on what they tech. These are probably the closest matchups for Value Turbo, is Fairy and Hero. Maybe Blackwing. I feel like Hybrid Blackwings destroys Value Turbo, but that's just been my experience with the matchup. I think Christio decks and Miracle Fusion decks, if there's a lot of these 2 decks, then maybe Value Turbo can hang. But Value Turbo also doesn't really do that well into the Alias deck, so if people keep playing Alias deck, Goats are absolutely not. First off, Tengu format's boring as shit, and people won't get bored of Edison. Yeah, people won't get bored of Edison. It's been like 3 years of people playing it competitively. People won't get bored of it. Like, the format is so good. It's like infinitely, it has an infinite feedback loop in why it stays interesting. So it's kind of like Fortnite. Edison is kind of like the Fortnite of Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but that's how I would explain it in, like, game terms. Like, Edison is like an infinitely evolving. People got bored of Goat. That's because Goat has a power card problem, where, like, the power cards are just so much better than the next best cards. Like, look at the cards people are playing in their deck. Alright, on one hand, you have Dekoichi. Right? Like, you have Dekoichi in your deck, and you have, like, Nobleman of Crossout in your deck. And then on the other hand, you have Pot of Greed, and you have Blackluster Soldier. So, like, you have this weird, like, power disparity between the good cards and the bad cards. Like, you're forced to play some cards in your deck that are just, like, inherently not that good. And the power cards just kind of do all of the heavy lifting. But in Edison, like, your good cards, like, let's talk about my good card in my deck. Okay, Dark Arm Dragon. This is the best card in my deck, for example. My opponent's, like, mediocre card, Bottomless Trap Hole. It can interact with it. Like, yeah, obviously we have the same thing with, like, Raiko and shit. But, like, Raiko's kind of like a great equalizer where it can trade. Like, Raiko's probably the shittiest card in anybody's given deck, right? It's like a glorified Maneater Bug. But because it can pop anything and it gives you a little bit of value, like, it, because the removal is so good, is basically what I'm saying, that there's no over-centralizing power cards. Because of Raiko and Caius, there's no over-centralizing power cards. Icarus Attack is another example of this. D-Prison. Like, because the removal is so, so good, and there's no just, like, auto-win card. Like, there's no auto-win monster, unlike in Goat format, where you have, like, DMOC or BLS or, like, Thousand Eyes, which are just, like, so much better than, like, the back row you're forced to play. And then like the spells, like Pot of Greed, there's just no way to interact with Pot of Greed. This card is sick. Yeah, Edison is like the Fortnite because people keep coming back to Fortnite. Like nobody ever really gets bored of it. Why? Because one little thing changes and it changes the game so much when one little thing changes. Like let's look at the last tournament. Like Dragons won with like some slight changes and Lightsworn won with some slight changes with Glorious Illusion. Those little changes, all of a sudden the format is so much more interesting to me. Like all it took was like a few things changing and that can happen in GOAT too, but like at the end of the day you're still winning the game the same way. In this, I'm using Glorious Illusion to special summon a Gragonith to, like, summon back my Gragonith and, like, attack my opponent for game. Like, when has this ever happened? Like, this is, like, just... And it's just, like, one little tiny change, you know? But it switches up the whole vibe of the format, and that happens, like, every tournament. That's why it's so fun. And it's cyclical because there are just so many viable options. So, by the time we get to an option we've already seen before, our brains have already refreshed, and it becomes interesting again. And that's how Fortnite is, because Fortnite, they have, like, this thing where, like, when the game starts to get stale and they start to decline in users, they introduce a new game mode. Or they just add something into the game. It's just something little, and that's all it takes. Is, like, something little being added back into the game, and it, like, tricks our little monkey brains. And it's like, oh, I'm going to go back and play it because they have this new mode, and I don't want to miss out on it. And I want to get a chance to try it out, you know? And that's how Edison is. It falls in that, like, perfect cycle of, like, always staying interesting. Even by the time we're seeing something that we've already seen before, it will be interesting again, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but all metagames are like this to a degree. Like, I'm just describing metagames as a whole, but Edison fits, like, the perfect length for that, because there's just enough interesting stuff to do that by the time we see a repeat, our brains will have refreshed. So that's why I don't think people will ever get bored of it. What's up, Diego? What's the best deck to play if you absolutely hate frogs? Probably Lightsworn. I feel like Lightsworn destroys frogs. Or Zombie. No, Zombies is kind of rough. I'd say Lightsworn or Dragons. I personally have a really good record against frogs with Dragons. Plants, quick draw plants, also do a really good job against frogs. Diego says Hero Beat destroys frogs. I disagree. I think frogs beat the shit out of Hero Beat. I'm pretty confident in that. Depending on your frog build, of course, and depending on your sideboard. But I think frogs does a really good job against Hero Beat because, like, all you have to do is stick one Monarch and they can't win. And you have a bunch of those. And you can just, like, set dupe frogs and substitodes, and they have to, like, commit so much just to get over one of those, and then you're, like, up your life. So, no, I think frogs does pretty good against Hero Beat. Ghostwriter says Dragons like to play against frogs. I agree. I think Dragons does really well against frogs. I think Lightsworn does really well against frogs. Those are, like, the two, like, obvious ones. And then I think plants. Gladiator Beast is a hard matchup for frogs, but everything else is a hard matchup for Gladiator Beasts. Like, Glad's only other good matchup is maybe Lightsworn, and that deck's not very popular right now. And Glad's also auto-lose to the two highest played decks, which is Blackwings and Hero Beat, although I do think we're going to see a decline in Hero Beat after deck dev. Just because it did not do well. And a lot of people are probably going to be like, wow, I didn't do well with this deck, I'm going to do something else. Is Ancient Gear Frogs the new default frog deck? It's the only frog deck you play against nowadays. Roundnook, the frog guy, says that that's the best version of frogs, and I'm inclined to agree. I think it is the best version of frogs. It is by far and above, like, the scariest version of frogs. It's the version that can do the most without the normal summon. It can do the most without Treeborn Frog. It's just so versatile and so fast and so scary, and, like, it's like the best lad deck on top of that. No, it's absolutely the best version of frogs. The second best version of frogs is probably Hero Frogs. And then the third best is, like, whatever else. But I think the Ancient Gear Frog deck is scary as shit. Just because, like, Gear Town Terraforming Mausoleum Out Loud is, like, wow, that's good against everything. Like, it's just such a fast, strong start. What's up, Blue Pawn? How you doing? That new frog deck is sick? Yeah, I agree. I think it's very sick. I think it's very, very sick. For those of you who don't know what it looks like. Let me see if I have it. I might not have it in my builder. I can pull it up on a video though. I know Roundix sent it to me a little while ago. Well, we can pull it up on the video. Let me pull it up. And so I can show you guys the list. Make Gravekeepers good? I think Gravekeepers are good. I think the reason Gravekeepers don't see play is because they're boring. But I think they are genuinely good. Oh, look, you guys get a little bit of members only. Members only, Norlaris. Ooh, I can flash some of the members only stuff if you guys want to become a member. Members only, Fairy versus Bubble Hero. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good video. What other members only videos have I uploaded recently? Members only, new Blackwing list for all the saucy ones. Members only, Dark Creator, Vayu, Welly Dad. That's a good one. I haven't played that one on the main videos yet. Anyway, back to the list. This was the list that Roundix built. I don't know if you guys can see that all right. But this is the list we're talking about. What's up, Tommaso? Glad you've been enjoying the members only videos, Blue Pawn. So you're just joining. Thoughts on the Lightsworn with Glorious, the top DDV4? I think it's amazing, Tommaso. I think ×2 just did it again. Like, that guy's just such a good deck builder. He's like probably one of my favorite deck builders in the format right now. Like ×2, Roundix. There's a couple other deck builders that I think are really, really impressive. And they're up there for me. Like, I always look at people who build the cool decks. Like, I always revere them the highest because I feel like building a good deck is such a hard skill. Like, yeah, that for me is like, it's the most impressive. Because anyone can play the game to a decent level. That's what I've noticed. There's just enough variance in Yu-Gi-Oh! That anyone can play the game to a decent level. Being the best of the best is very impressive, but a lot less people can be the best of the best than a lot of people can build a good deck, if that makes sense. Like, there can be like 10 people who build really good decks, but there can be only like a couple people who are like the best players, you know? Anyway, this is the list that he showed on the deck video. This is the one he showed that on the video that we covered. He won a Nintendo Switch with it. It's like, it's just a really aggressive frog deck, and it's really good. This is like, I was playing it, play testing it, and I was play testing variations of it, and it feels amazing. It feels amazing. Like, every draw you have with the deck just feels really good. Either you have like the terraforming stuff, which is like, I'm just gonna OTK you with Lad backup, or you have the Frog Monarch stuff, which is naturally like the highest quality normal summons you can have, or you have Soul Exchange for going second, like triple Soul Exchange for going second. This is like, I wasn't going to say any, well, like, because the way the videos came out was a little bit shuffled, but this is actually one of my highest picks for decks to bring to the Nationals side event. This is one of my highest picks, this deck is. I think it's one of the best decks in the format. Right now, at least. Who built Offering Zombies? I think James was the first one to do well with Offering and Zombies. But do well is like, he won a 6-round single elim, which is impressive. Although, after watching his replays, I can see why he won. But the offerings are good. You thought he mained Christia? No, he only sides the one with triple vanities. Yeah, this list, so it's interesting because, like, this list is like a combination of efforts. Like, I think 3 years ago, I posted a list that was like this. But it didn't have the frogs, and it didn't have Caius, and it didn't have Morbius. I think it had something else. It was like more Mausoleum focused, and it had the vanities in the main. And I posted that list on Discord, and Roundix saw it, and he was like, oh, that's fucking tight. But then he like mixed it up, and like he cut the vanities to the side, which makes more sense. He added the monarchs and the frogs to the main, which makes sense because it gives you play under Royal Oppression, which the deck was kind of suffering from. And it also gives you play if you don't have Mausoleum. Like if they Dust Tornado your Mausoleum, you can still tribute summon stuff because you have Econ, Soul Exchange, Freeborn Frog. So it gives you consistent tribute engines. So like, it was like a combination of him like fixing the weaknesses in a deck that I posted, and he really took this deck to another level. Like, this deck is really strong, and every time I see him play it, I'm like impressed with how good it is. Has the one Morphtronic deck showed up again? Yeah, won another tournament. Like he won the next tournament we hosted, which is crazy. That guy's just a really strong player. He beat me in that tournament. I was so mad. I was like, God damn it. It was a really close match though. I was playing something really garbage. I can't remember what I was playing. I was playing a meme deck. I don't remember. Oh yeah, if you guys want to play in like weekly 8-man, 16-man tournaments, we host them in the really big Yu-Gi-Oh Discord. So in the same Discord that the RBET is happening in this weekend. I lost my train of thought. I host that stuff. Small tourneys. Like a locals. Basically. Mr. Icy Sack says, what's the best shell for the Flambell's rekindling engine? That's up for debate. I think that's up for debate. It depends on if you want consistency or if you want power. Or if you want like, yeah, I guess that's the big trade-off. Best is more just like a matter of what you want or what you think is going to do well. That's a lot of Edison format. It's just play what you want. Sometimes the heat comes out, like with Glorious Illusion and Graganith. But in order to get to this level of heat, you have to try a lot of bullshit. So just play whatever you want and see what works. And be open to changing your deck. Because, yeah. Connor says, how do you feel about Trap Dust Shoot? I think it's a fine card. I've lost like 1 or 2 games to it recently, which it is annoying. But I think it's balanced. Like, it's really only crushing if your hand sucks and you're going second and your opponent has it on the first turn, which is such a small percentage of games given that it's limited to 1. I think it's fine. I also think it's kind of a necessary evil because there are some decks that have like cards in hand that you can't interact with otherwise, like Herald of Orange Light or the Coelacanth deck, or like there are some random decks, Dragon Turbo for example, that get insanely better if Trap Dust Shoot is not in the format. And I think Trap Dust Shoot does a good job of like balancing those decks and like making it so that any deck can have a tool to interact with those unfair strategies. And that's why I'm fine with it in the format. It's not my favorite card to get hit with, I'm going to be honest. I hate getting Dust Shooted, but at the same time it's pretty balanced. Frazier says Miracle Fusion is the best top deck in the format. He's wrong. It's Christia. It's not even close. Could I break Kaiser Coliseum? No. That card's not good in Edison format. Yeah, Christia or Dark Armed or Judgment Dragon are probably amongst the better ones. There are some other ones too, but yeah, Christia is by far the best. Dust Shoot can be really bad at times. Great point, K-May. That's actually a great point. Dust Shoot is really dead in the mid and late game. You know what's actually pretty shocking is if we look at people who won tournaments, a lot of them weren't playing Trap Dust Shoot at all. It's like an awkwardly high percentage. I think it's like 40% of RBET winners were not playing Trap Dust Shoot. And I'm like, that's like more than you would think, right? And I think if I remember correctly, the Shonen in 2010, SJC Edison top 32 decks. Let's see if we can find this. Where is it? Wow, that's funny. The first thing that comes up when you Google is this. Konami, top 16 decks. Here we go. If I remember correctly, Jeff Jones also wasn't playing Trap Dust Shoot at all when he won the Shonen. So it's like, if you want to win a tournament, Trap Dust Shoot is kind of volatile. A lot of the people who won, I know Monster Gamer won without it, And then he brought the same exact list without it, like, and he topped the second RRL RBET, which is crazy. Now for top 8ing, it's a little bit, the stats are a little bit different, obviously, because there's just more people, and over the course of more people, more often than not, people are playing Trap Dust Shoot. But with just specifically looking at tournament winners, a good percentage are not playing Trap Dust Shoot, which is pretty crazy. Either that or they're like not maining it or whatever. Someone might need to double check me because I know a couple RBETs have happened since I last checked that stat. But if I remember correctly, yeah, it's like somewhere around like 35-40% of the players who win RBETs don't play this card. So what do I think about Trap Dust Shoot? I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's good to have something like that for frogs. I think it's good to have that sort of check for like the monster heavy, like crazy combo decks. And yeah, it sucks versus the backward decks when you draw it late, but that's just the way it goes. What's up, Rejecting Modernity Chad? Why was your message retracted? Did you delete it? Did it auto delete? That's weird. Hold up. How are you doing, bro? When you're really good, you don't need to see your opponent's hand to have a strong read on what they have. That's true, and also when you're really good, sometimes you just prioritize having cards that are always live, whereas Dust Shoot is not always live. There's that power versus activity thing. Consistency versus power level. This is a big part of like, what do we choose for our deck, right? Are we choosing the more powerful cards or are we choosing the more consistent cards? Power often gets you into the top, but does power win you the tournament or does consistency win you the tournament? Who knows? We don't know. That's something that's kind of always on the table. Are we going to go for the more powerful option or are we going to go for the safer option, the deep prison versus the brain control, etc.? That sort of stuff. It's hard to know. What's up, Vagos? Do I want to see it in my first 10 cards? If yes, add it. That is a good question. Dust Shoot is one of those cards that I want to see in my first 6, but I don't necessarily want to see it in my 8th, 9th, or 10th card. Not always. Some decks, maybe, yes. And in some matchups, yes. But I don't want to see it in my 8th, 9th, or 10th card always. I do want to see it in my first 6 or 7, though. Pretty much always. The barbell approach of high variance bombs and consistency cards is the best bet, probably. What is the barbell approach? Is this some sort of statistics thing that I'm not familiar with the phrase on? Barbell approach. This is just going to give me workout stuff. Barbell strategy. Oh. Is an investing strategy that aims to find a balance between risk and reward by investing in high risk and low risk assets while eschewing more middle risk options. Oh, yeah. Yes, definitely. Definitely, this is a great way to approach it. Like, you take risks in some ways, and then you take safer routes in other ways. You lose more games to top decking Dust Shoots than you win opening it. That is a great point, Jake LT. That is a great point. That is a very good point. And it's also like, if you think about the most commonly played decks right now, Black Wings and Hero Beat, Dust Shoot's trash against those decks. So if there's ever a time to not main deck it, it's probably now, but I think Hero Beat's going to fall off, so we'll probably see more Dust Shoot. I don't know. Also, like, in terms of, like, stats and, like, that sort of stuff, a couple people asked me to do RBET stats, and I'm like, it's a lot of work. And I don't know if people actually care about stats like that. Like, it can be interesting and helpful to see, like, oh, 13 or 14% of the field was playing frogs, for example. Next tournament, I'll bring something else. But then everyone else has the same idea as you, and then it's like, whatever. Miles said you would do stats work. But then I'd have to make the video on it. You know what I mean? And, like, for me, in my life, like, this is how I treat the thing, the YouTube. If it's not fun for me, if it feels like a chore, it is hard for me to sit down and do it in a timely fashion. And that's why, like, this rulings video, I've been working on a rulings video for like the pre-nats rulings video, and it's just such a dry subject. And I know it'd be very helpful, and I know a lot of people will like it, and that's why I'm gonna do it. But if it's not fun for me, like, it's gonna show in the content. It's gonna show. Like, I have fun making the videos. Like, let me look back at these videos again, the ones on the channel. Let's go back. Did I not have fun making any of these videos? So I had fun. I had a little bit of fun playing the Samurai deck because that's a cool deck, even though it's garbage. I had a lot of fun doing the Welly Dad tournament video, and that one showed. Like, it performed really well because I was having the most fun. I had fun playing the Crystal Seer deck. That was fun. I had fun doing the thing with Carpath, and like all these videos are successful because I had fun. This one was more just like me grinding, less fun, less views. That's how it goes. You know? This one I had a lot of fun. It did all right. I think people don't want to watch an hour-long deck profile. They want to see gameplay. So, you know, I didn't do as well. Improving going second. This video was really fun. I love playing Quick Draw. I always have fun playing Quick Draw. This video with MBT was fun. This agency one was fun. Arcelor Ligma was funny, but it was uploaded at a weird time where it was like uploaded between 2 videos, so not a lot of people watched it. The day of. I'm trying to think of the last video I didn't have fun recording. This one was rough. The top 8 decks, because I was so tired. I was so tired when we recorded this. That was like a really tough one. Oh, entering a tournament with X-Sabers. Did not have fun recording that because I hate X-Sabers. I hate getting unlucky. It's so frustrating. I mean, it's fun, but it's not. I don't know. Some of these ones, like the Spotlight videos, I was just doing this to make sure people knew about RBET, etc. Like the Blackwings one. It's like, whatever. I think Blackwings are fun. As you can see, I don't really make videos that I don't have fun making. Do I have any old videos that have been popping off due to the algorithm? We can check. Let's click popular videos. Let's see. What are my most popular videos? Well, tier lists, MBT video, okay. The 4 most best decks in Edison from 2 years ago. No cap. The most insane clickbait with fucking Mega Rock Dragon on it. This was like one of the first videos we uploaded, and for some reason it just has a billion views. I don't know. This one did really well. The Pasadena first place one did really well. The second MBT one, obviously. Tier list. Beginner's guide. Rulings. Guide. Welly Dad first deck. Edison format is undeniably better. Clickbait again. It's definitely not undeniably better than Go format. I'll say that much. Tier list. Gigaplant videos up there. Yeah, the Gigaplant one did well, I think, just because it had a lot of outside traction. Like, there was the TCG Player article written about it. There was the people sharing it on Twitter and stuff, and like a lot of the good players were looking at it. It's just something fresh, you know. Plus, it also hits like the casual stuff. The Ultimate Diva Hero Guide obviously does really well. When I actually played Modern Yu-Gi-Oh for 5 seconds, that one did really well. This 57-0 Blackwing list video, which obviously I wasn't 57-0 with Blackwings, like that's just a blatant lie. Which is funny. This thumbnail makes sense. Christia Turbo deck with Sonic the Hedgehog on it. I don't know why that one did well. Top 8 decks. Oh, the Dark World, Quick Draw Dark World. People really like Quick Draw and people really like Dark World, so that one. People also really like the 2-hour plus videos. Insane Edison format Dragon deck featuring Hydro Pump. I think that was the very first Dragon Turbo video. The very first Dragon Turbo video was this one. Ultimate Guide for Fairies. So the Ultimate Guide ones do better over the long term, but like initially they do really poorly. Cuz most of my like daily viewers already know. Like they fucking already know how to play zombies. But like what happens is new players will search for these videos like as time goes on, whereas new players aren't searching for 57-0 Blackwing. You know what I mean? They're not searching for sickest gadget format deck you've ever seen with like the super blown up gadgets. Ranking the best sideboard cards. I think this is the one where I photoshopped MMF's face onto every sideboard card. That was really funny. Again, Dragon Link videos. So the ones that like just do well are like not the ones that you would like think. They're just the ones that people would search for more and more over time, I guess. And then like the ones that really hit the algorithm are like Gigaplant videos, Welly Dad videos, and then like Quick Draw videos. Those 3 decks hit the algorithm really well. Sometimes you can get some insane clickbait. Like this one, this is an idea I had where I said broken deck goes 9-0, and then I superimpose a staple card, and then I don't say what deck it is. So a lot of people clicked on this video just to see what the deck was. The top 8 videos always do well. This was the first Diva Zombies video I ever uploaded, I believe. The Bubble Man one was cool because it's just something new. Like the very first time I ever upload a deck, it does well. And the reason is because everybody shares it. They're like, they text their friends. They're like, yo, did you see this new deck? And then they text their friends. I appreciate that, guys. No, yeah, my thumbnails were really good. Frantically takes notes. Yeah. So the first time a deck is posted about it, the video always does well. Tier lists always do well. Top 8 videos always do well. Good clickbait. Like, look at this. Broken deck goes 9-0. Don't say what's in the video. Don't say what's in it. But people want to know. Like, they're immediately want to know the answer. This one. I made Quick Draw Dandy Warrior broken by adding this one card. Question mark on the card. This clickbait is broken. I actually stole this. So I had a video on my second channel hit the algorithm really well. And it got like 7,000 views, even though that channel has like 300, 400 subscribers. And I used this exact clickbait. Where I had like the question mark on the card, I had an arrow to it, and then I had a superimposed card. And it's like 3 subjects, secret tech, everybody wants to click on it. It's like easy clickbait. And then what happens is in order to keep people on the video, you need to deliver on that clickbait. I can't use this clickbait and then just show a standard ass list, or else people click off of it and then the retention goes down and then the algorithm shares it less. This video actually delivered because I believe the secret tech was like consecrated light. So it actually delivered on that. Yeah, Willie Dad, Market Watch videos do pretty well, usually. Look at this. I always knew this card was broken. Superimpose the card, say something about the card, but don't give away too much with the clickbait. Give away just enough that people actually want to click on it. Salvo, I think this was the first like salvo thing I ever did, but this thumbnail was really good. This thumbnail was really, really good. Like some of the best thumbnails. Like, this crazy tech makes Gladiator Beast broken. What crazy tech? I want to see it. You know? The X-Saber video you've all been waiting for. Why is it the video they've all been waiting for? This one just says Thestalos. And people clicked. This video just says Thestalos. That's all it says. That's all it says. It just says Thestalos. Why? Why did it work? I don't fucking know. What is my best thumbnail? Oh, it's gotta be the ×2 Machina one. I don't know if it's... Hold up. Let me see if I'm gonna see if I can find it. It's probably not... It's not even a popular video, probably. It's probably not even in the top whatever videos. This one's funny. The brick over the red med. That one's a good one. My best thumbnail is the ×2 Machina one by far. That one is so fucking funny. Hold up. It's not even... I have to look for it on my computer. That one is a work of art. Okay, Machina. I want to see if I have it. If I have the I think this is it. Hold on, let me see if I can open it. Yeah, this is it. This is the oh shit. Can I on this? There we go. This one is super funny. So we've got the Machina with the Tesla logo. We've got the United States Bill of Rights superimposed on the the Gun Amendment, the 4th Amendment. We've got the fucking Senate passes bill. We got the Blue Lives Matter MAGA Bandit Keith. We've got some U.S. presidents talking about, you know, the Machina industrial complex. No, this one was fire. This was easily the best thumbnail. By far. I don't think the video did well because there's too many details on the thumbnail. But this one is fucking hilarious. Like, there's a lot of stuff, like... There's a lot of stuff here that I think is funny as shit. Like, imagine, like, you know, you're just, like, a kid in, like, a Middle Eastern country and, like... The United States drops the Tesla fucking Machina Fortress tank and it's like gunning down your little village. And you're just trying to survive. Like you're like a starving child in Yemen and like you're getting drone striked by Machina Gear Frame, you know? Like to me, that's like fucking peak to me. People have made Obama Trump biting dueling videos. So this was before that. So this hit that like little niche before people were making the AI shit. I think the AI videos were popular for like 5 seconds and then they stopped being funny. It was one of those things like when you first heard it, you're like, this is hilarious. And then by the sixth one, you're like, I've heard these jokes before. It's like, you understand the formula. It's not very funny. But this is probably my best thumbnail. My best, I'm trying to think. There are some other ones that are really good. That, like this one of Crow is actually took a lot of work because what I did was I like had to like carve out the background and then I used AI upscaling to keep it high quality because like the pictures of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards are really low quality on the internet. So I used AI upscaling to make it look high quality, and then I took out the background of it, and then I layered the background. I added a bunch of effects to give the crow that like it's up front and in your face, and the background's kind of like out of focus. So like these like simple thumbnails actually take like a lot of work. This one with the gravity bind is kind of cool. Trying to think of some of the other ones that are super cool. I did the same thing with the Infernal Dragon one that I did with the crow. Again, use that upscaling and then blur the background technique. This one was cool because the Drill Warrior and the Miracle Fusion looks cool. I put more work into the thumbnails than I put into anything else. That's like this. That's the fun part of this to me is the thumbnails. The Live Laugh Love Pegasus one is fucking hilarious. That one's fire. With the Pegasus fucking dead girlfriend in the love section. This thumb was fucking fire. That one hit so different, dude. Giga Chad Teledad with the telephone. The Drake fucking Morphtronic cell phone one is hilarious. That one's fire. Giga Chad Obelisk is kind of fire. No More Gladiator Beast. This is the one where I said this is the last Gladiator Beast I'm ever uploading. That one was fire. That's when the meme began. Oh, this one was funny because I like used distortion to like blow up Harpy Lady's boobs and then had just like a fucking thing to it. People ask me if I played Harpy Ladies. This is where I played the smoke grenade Harpy Ladies for the first time. Thumbnail tier list, dude, there's too many. There's like over 600 videos or 550 videos. The Full Metal Dimensional Alchemist, that one was fire. 2 decks at the same time. Dude, oh, some of these thumbs went so hard. Holy shit. Fucking Norlaris Dragons versus Blackwings with the Silverwind dunking on the Norlaris. That shit was fire, dude. That shit was fire. Oh, man. I'm getting throwbacks. Coderas, the first fucking, what is it? That's the famous fucking painting of Cthulhu or whatever. But I just put Coderas over it. That shit is funny. Oh, the Zen one? That one was really funny, dude. That video was fire. Do you like dragons? That shit is hilarious. Merry Karasmus, that's a good one, where the presents are like the +1s, and it's Santa Karaz, where I turned his cape red. That one was cool. Good heavens, look at the time, it's just Vayu. That's funny. Oh man, steal his look. The Diamond Dude steal his look thumb. Oh, that one is so good. That one is so good. With Carpath, that was a good vid. Man. Oh, dude, the Irish flag substitute for the first time Raonic was on the channel with the football club on his fucking chest. This thumb was fire, dude. This thumb was fire. This was an OG thumb, dude. This was an OG thumb for sure. That one was sick, dude. Fuck, man. Some of these are fire. Neymar banned, and it's the cross-border deck. I know, where has the time gone? Big Trouble in Little City, and it's the Big Trouble in Little China thing, but it's got... The cool thing about this thumb is that it's got the Big Trouble in Little China movie poster, but I put Skyscraper in the backdrop, and then I actually put in cutouts from the manga on the first appearance of each of these cards. That thumb is really cool. Because it has the Big Trouble in Little China movie poster, and then it has, instead of the backdrop, which is their city, it's like the skyscraper, and then the cutouts from the manga. It's like 3 different things that like really work. My Ancient Gear deck, having up pathetic cards. Sure, Grandma. Everyone used to think this is the best deck. The frog video. This one just has this card, and it has a big Dark Arm Dragon. That's funny as shit. Oh, the Survivor logo on DD Survivor. So for this clickbait, I I looked up the Survivor like thing. It says outwit, outplay, outlast, and that's like from Survivor. I'm trying to think of some of the other fire ones. The Fortnite one is funny with Macro. The Interstellar one with Neo Space. That one was fire. Back when I had long hair, throwback. The Pumpkin one, that was fire. Garmin Bozia. Silverfang howling to the LMFAO moon. Man, there were some fire thumbnails. I'm like the goated thumbnail artist. Like this one was cursed. The Des Lacuda one. I don't know why I put Christian Bale from, I think it's like Thor or something. That was a cursed thumbnail. Oh, this is when I got Game 1 DDV'd twice in fucking Deck Devastators. A week break wasn't enough. That one's funny. This is a good thumbnail. I think I might revisit this. Go Format says, what do the red arrows mean? I don't know. What do you think it means? This is funny because it says play these cards if you want to win, and it's like that third place celebrating meme, and I cover a third place deck, or a third place decks, which is funny. Oh, this one was hilarious. The 5 E-Hero guys, the 5 like jacked E-Heroes around the Subsitode. That one was really funny. Gaslight Gravekeep Girl Boss. Oh my god, people will not remember this thumb, but that was like one of the best of all time. That was one of the best. The Dune, Fear is the Mind Killer, Dune Sworn. Who remembers Dune Sworn? Oh my god, that deck is so based. I need to bring it back. Dune Sworn is like one of my favorites. Fuck. I need to play that deck again. That deck is based. Who remembers it? Finally a good Blackwing deck and has the Gale faces in the tube. He got that fire dog in him. It's Jin's Over. That's a banger one. That's a banger one. The Future Fusion with Jinzo and Joe Biden on it. Banger. Ancient Gear. That one's good. With the Dolan Ancient Gear. Oh, this one was funny. If the Joker 2019 was real, he would play this deck based. The one with the charge going through the Apu is fire. I need to have an off season after Nats where the incoherent decks come back. Well, I'm just having no off season because it's like literally Nats into RBET IRL. It's like there's no off season. The next RBET is on August 19th. And then the one after that's in October. And then it's RBET Rulers. I'll have an off season at the end of the year, I think. But I think there's no off season. Oh, dude, Uriah, the Uriah Trogdor one. That's a throwback. That was fire. The Burninator. This was a cool video. I liked this thumbnail a lot because it was like a photo from the actual event. The Ojama one is really funny because this is OJ Simpson and his 2 lawyers. It's a photo of them right after he got away with murder. And I photoshopped the Ojama trio on their faces. And then I named the video Getting Away with Oja Murder. Not a lot of people are going to know that shit, but it's funny. It's funny to me. I see it, I look back and I'm like, this is funny. That's a fire thumbnail too. This one, Fallen Angels, I need to revisit this deck because this deck is amazing. The Christia Reanimator deck, that deck is sick. I need to revisit that deck for sure. Pushing the Machina Lightsworn to its limit is another video, another deck I need to revisit. Those 2 decks are really good. They like slept on. The Max Rarity Dragon deck. I'm trying to think. Some of these thumbs are bad. The one that just says Orc, that one doesn't make any sense. Yeah, some of these are just like messy. Or they're like GOAT format videos that like didn't perform well. This one was funny. The Thanos, but it's Colossal Fighter, and he has the Armory Arm with the Infinity Stones. I liked that one. It was a little bit past its time of funny, though, because like everyone was like marveled out of their mind by the time this... Like, they were like over Marvel, so it didn't hit as much. The The Vayu Turbo one is kind of funny with Giovanni like looking at Vayu, but I kind of scuffed the Photoshop of it because I did it too quickly. I'm trying to think. This one's funny. The +2 -9 one. That one's funny. There's some good ones. The Rocket Man, where it's Elton John, Elton John. No one will get that though. But it's Elton John holding his Grammy, and it's Elton John. No one will fucking get it. No one will fucking get it. Dude, this video is like literally one of my favorite videos. The one with Paige, where we open fucking booster packs with like assorted weapons. We're gonna bring that back one day. The Super Bowl one with the coelacanth one was fire. Yeah, the only Super Bowl I care about, and it's the Cat in the Hat with the coelacanth one. That one is fire. There's some fucking fire thumbs like that people like. The Laughing Exploder Dragon one. That one's funny. Red Eyes Darkness, My Old Friend. Fucking less than 2,000 views. This video's a banger, dude. Banger thumbnail too. I might just reuse it. Fuck it. Smash the subscribe one. That's funny. We're getting into like the poorly performing videos, but like this is awesome. Smooth Drain. The Trap Lord Jinzo Thumb. Viz with Paige are great. Yeah, they're super good. Oh, the Don't Talk to Me or My Son Ever Again, and it's like Grand Marg and Hoplomas. This video with Cameron. This video is fire. The fact that it only has 1,200 views is insane, because this video in this deck is fire. Grand Marg do be looking like Hoplomas, by the way. The Gucci sunglasses and the fucking Louis Vuitton robe, Solemn Judgment. That thumb is fire. My photoshopping was not very good back then, though. Like, I could do this better now. We're just throwing money. That shit is funny. This thumb would have hit so much harder on an Edison video, but it was on a GOAT video, so nobody watched it. Yeah, all the worst videos are GOAT videos, which is unfortunate, because I think GOAT format is fun. All right, that was a trip down memory lane. Thank you guys for joining me for a trip down memory lane. I have had some really banger thumbnails. That is pretty cool. It's cool to look back on these. It's cool to look back. Reminisce. The Galaxy Brain Stratos is pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know. Good shit. But yeah, so what do people like in terms of YouTube? They like new decks. They like new techs. They like top 8 videos. They like tier lists. Those are the 4 things people really like. And then they also like guides. Guides do really well. Like deep, in-depth guides. But the guides only do well if they're for decks that people care about or people want to learn. Why is Harpy Lady there? Don't ask. It's amazing how close I am to 10K. How close am I to 10K? If I refresh right now, how many subscribers do I have? That's a real question. Hold up. Hold up, everyone. We're checking right now. I'm checking how many subscribers I got right now. Oh, it's the same amount. We've gotten none from this stream. That's fair. That's fucking fair. Damn. Yeah, we're pretty close. We're less than 100 away. We might hit it this weekend. All right, guys. Since you're here with me right now, and I've got your undivided attention. First things first, like this stream. It only has 18 likes. That doesn't make any sense. Second thing, what should I do for 10K? Should I do a giveaway? Like, should I do a tournament? Like, what the fuck should I do for 10K? I feel like I should do something. Because I'm going to hit it in the next week. Like, I'm projected to hit it in the next week. For sure. So what should I do for it? I have no plans. I have absolutely no plans at all. Hold up. If I go get a camera, I could, like... Yeah, I look like shit right now. I don't want to be on camera. Lichess style arena tournament? Lichess style? Giveaway Gemini Soldier and Subsitodes. I already sold my Subsitodes. I am not a crazy person who would hold a $30 Subsitode. And I'm going to sell my Gemini Soldiers too, because I'm not a crazy person who holds $15 Gemini Soldiers. That is ridiculous. Do something really fun. Thanks, Neo de Dallas. I was thinking about doing the opposite, doing something awful and terrible that everyone hated. But now that you suggested that, I'm changing my mind. I guess I will do something really fun now. I feel like a giveaway is like the obvious thing. There's got to be a less obvious thing that's kind of based. What could we do for 10K? It's like a good celebratory thing. Go to a non-Edison event and vlog it. Yeah, that's a great way to reward all 10,000 of my Edison format specific subscribers. Give them non-Edison format content. They fucking hate when I do that normally. Why would they like when I do that as a reward to them? That's like spitting in their face. 10,000 calorie mukbang. Yo, low key, I could probably hit like 5K. Wait, Joe Blogs, what did you say? Your message was retracted. Why did it get retracted? Cube stream? I would do a cube stream anyway. Like I would just do that anyway. Like I have to do something I wouldn't normally do. Okay, that's number one. I have to do something I don't normally do. I guess I don't normally do cube stuff, but I'm gonna do more cube stuff probably in the off season, like over winter break. I think winter break is gonna be peak cube season. It's gonna be like, so the way I see the year going is it's gonna be like Nats, hella videos from Nats over the week or two after Nats, and then IRL RBET 2 or Moreno Valley and that's just going to be massive. Like that's just going to be so big. I think the signups for that are going to be open within the next few days too, which I'm very excited for. Go on a hinge date and duel her. Listen, Gilbert. I already duel all of my dates, all right? I already duel all of them. I bring the cards out, and I'm like, look, you're cute, but can you duel? But can you game? Show me your moves. It's your move, your move, your move, your move. And then I tell her, it's time to duel. And I tell her that, and then she looks me dead in the eye, and then she draws a card like they do in the anime. And then the music starts playing. That's how all my hinge dates go. And then after I beat her, I say, you aren't shit. And then I never talk to her ever again. I ghost her. That's how all of my dates go, actually. Drunk stream, I've done that. Nobody likes it. Ask her how many fairies she has in grave. She says 4. I just leave. I stand up and leave. I don't pay for the dinner or whatever. Just leave. Play Paper Edison zombies on Thomas Edison's grave. That's base. What the fuck? That's an insane idea. I'm writing that down. That's fucking crazy. Okay, hold up. I'm writing that down. That's fucking crazy. Okay, hold up. I gotta write that down. Paper Edison zombies on grave. Okay, I got that. Okay, that's fucking insane. If I get away with it, it's going viral. How would I not get away with it? I'm gonna activate fucking Book of Life on his fucking grave. Set up the spell grounds. People gonna think I'm doing some witch shit, dude. They're gonna think I'm part of witch talk. Strip duel. Every time you take life point damage, you take off an article of clothing. I'm not shredded enough for that yet. But I have been working out hella. Bro, you gonna get canceled? Who gonna cancel me? Thomas Edison was historically a piece of shit. The woke mob would love if I did that. Thomas Edison scumbag. Let's just fucking Google it. Why the Thomas Edison was really the total dick that people, whatever. As far as being dicks, Edison screwed people out of money and had a pretty evident disregard for the health and welfare of his workers. Yeah, Thomas Edison, people fucking hate him. Like, I think that's why it would be really funny. Like, I think that would go off really well with, like, the average Yu-Gi-Oh viewer. Like, the woke mob would fucking eat that shit up, dude. They would love that. Seeing how many casinos you can duel in without getting kicked out. All of them. They don't give a shit as long as you're just, like, chilling, you know? Because eventually you're going to gamble on their shit. They don't care if you're dueling. I've dueled in a lot of the casinos. Caleb Bush says, when you duel on Edison's grave, make it a shadow game. That's so funny. Play Gravekeepers, not zombies, then. Yeah, I don't want to bring him back. Edison stole from Tesla, too. Yeah, he did. He's a fucking dick, dude. Tesla's the GOAT. Not the car company. That shit is mid. Although I heard their cars are decent. Do a documentary on SJC Edison high production value. That's something you would never do. You're right. It is something I would never do. You want to know why? Because it would cost so much money and it would get like 2,000 views. Although it would be kind of fire. It would be kind of fire to do a documentary. Okay, you know what? I'll write it down. 7X Bane. You convinced me. You convinced me. I would watch it. I would want to watch it. All right. SJC Edison doc. Like the Melee doc. I could see it. Seal of Orichalco's playmat for the Edison grave. That'd be fire. A lot of people are playing Vanity's Ruler. What's my opinion on that card? That is nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I think that card is broken. Vanity's Ruler, this card? I think this card is broken. It's one-sided fucking Vanity's Emptiness, and it's a 2500 Light Fairy, like 8 stars. Like, it doesn't get much better than this card, right? It's probably the best 2 tribute monster, or at least one of them. Challenge Jeff Jones to a shadow duel. Dude, I've reached out to Jeff Jones like 3 times. Motherfucker ghosts me every single time. I'm like, bruh, you be tweeting... Dude, something he tweeted made me so mad. I can't remember what it was. He like tweeted like... It's crazy to see Edison pop off or something. It's like, what happened? It feels like Edison blew up overnight. I'm like, what do you mean what happened? How have you not been... You've ghosted my DMs, bro. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean what happened? Do you not know why this format's been... Like, it hasn't just been, like, an overnight thing. I've been working at this for, like, 3 years. And, like, putting on really big events for, like, 2. I'm like, bruh. I need to put on a Kevin Silva costume. Dead ass, bro. I'll change my fucking Twitter name to Kevin Silva. Jeff Jones would be a great interview, too, for the documentary. Would he? Would he? Or would he just ghost me during the interview? I'd ask him a question. He'd just be like, who said that? He wouldn't even say that. He just, like, wouldn't answer the question. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I have nothing against Jeff Jones. It's just I understand like what it's like not checking DMs or not replying to replies because like I have right now currently on Discord I think I have 37 messages that I got this morning that I need to go through, and I'm a rare breed where I actually will try to go through all of them, at least some of them, and I do like reading my comments, but I know some people don't like reading comments or reading replies or checking their DMs, so I totally understand. Miles says, I bet your DMs are cancer. They're not that bad, actually. Like, obviously, every once in a while, I'll get some weird ones. The worst thing I get is, like, fucking YouTube comments. Dude, the worst thing I get. I have a really funny one. Hold up. Let me pull it up for you guys. This is a really funny one. This is one from literally today's video, which is why it's so funny. Oh, my God. I hate giving haters clout, but... We're going to pull it up a little bit. We're gonna pull it up because I think it's funny. Also, if you haven't signed up for RBET, make sure and do that. Like if you're playing. Sign-ups do close tomorrow morning. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Hold everybody. I will pull up this comment for you guys. Okay. So this is one off of today's 6ix9ine Right video. It says, saltiest Yu-Gi-Oh player ever. There's a reason you don't have actual cards, and it's because you could never act like that in person. Stick to misplaying online and critiquing every single little play your opponents make. Dude's an actual fan and you are a dick. As you can see, I thumbed it down. But then I was like, okay, let me see this guy's fucking history of comments. And his last comment was top G on the video where I said Andrew Tate is a bitch. So we know what kind of person this is. Young Peasant 7420. Also, it's funny because this king shit video, like let's just go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go to the video. So the king shit video, when was that posted? That was a while ago, right? Am I... Oh, that was a good one. The freed and rat box and relinquished members only. That was a fire one. Where is it? How long ago was it? Here it is. 6 months ago. This motherfucker's been watching me for 6 months. He's been hate watching me for 6 months. That's insane. That's insane. Also, there's a reason you don't have actual cards. That's just a lie. I've fucking made multiple deck videos of my actual cards. Not only that, but like, you could never act like the way you do in person. I'm exactly the same in person. Everybody I've ever met in person is like, yeah, you're exactly the same in person. Literally, I'm exactly the same. And it's fine. I do act the way I do in person. It's fine. If my opponent says like, let's say, okay, so what happened in the video was like, the fucking guy is like, what did he say? He said, good luck after getting a full board setup game 1, where he had like Vanity's Ruler, Heavy Storm, whatever, Gear Dragon. And then he said, good luck after that. He said, good luck after that. And then I was like, you're a bitch. Yeah. I said, you're a bitch after that. Because like, if someone said that to me in real life, I would say that exact thing in real life. I would say, you're a bitch, lol. Like, I would say, I would laugh about it. Like, I would say it jokingly, obviously, because I don't think they're actually a bitch. But like, if they said good luck after, I'd be like, you're a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, jokingly, obviously. And that's exactly what I said in the video. And he's like, you're the saltiest Yu-Gi-Oh player ever. There's a reason you don't have actual cards. You could never act that way in person. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm literally throwing the biggest fucking tournaments for this format. What do you mean act the way I do in person? This guy's fucking crazy, man. This guy's fucking crazy. Faded Blue says, watch your words. No. What do you mean watch my words? What are you talking about? Dude, that's what I'm saying. Funny thing is, he would probably be your biggest fan on IRL. They always are. They always are. What's funny is, like, I actually met someone who left a hate comment. I met someone who left a hate comment at the IRL RBET, and I confronted them about it. And I was like, yo, why did you say this? And they immediately backed the fuck down. Immediately were like, sorry, man. Like, I didn't mean anything. Like, blah, 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 blah. Shaking. Physically shaking, they were. And I'm just like, bro, if you wouldn't say it to my face, don't fucking say it on the internet. This person, it's funny. It's funny. And I don't think Young Peasant's a bad guy. Like, I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't want to, like, start a hate raid against someone. I don't think that, like, people like this are bad. I don't want to demonize people. But it's just really fucking funny. Because it's like, you could never act like the way you do in person. I'm like, if you said this to me in person, I'd be impressed. This guy would never say this to me in person. He would never say this to me in person. He would never come to one of my events. He would never play in one of my tournaments. He would never even compete in the online ones that are free. Tried to hide 420 in the username. No, it's funny. It's funny. It says, dude's an actual fan. And to be fair, the guy didn't say he was a fan till after I called him a bitch. So, like, how am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to know? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't say it, I'm not just going to assume everyone's a fan of me. That's ridiculous. I'm not going to assume it. Especially when they're, like, hitting me with, like, BM good luck. I'm like, fuck yeah, when they win the rock, paper, scissors in the chat. I'm like, come on, man. Like, obviously I'm not going to think you're a fan if you're just acting like a dick. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I thought that was really funny. So, when you asked, are my DMs cancer? And actually, no. Literally, I want to say every single person who DMs me is really nice. Most people who are interacting with me one-on-one or like in person or whatever, I've had very few bad experiences for myself personally. That is the cool part about it, is like when I'm actually interacting with the person, when they're actually like, they have to have a conversation with me, or they're not just trying to get their fucking quip down in a comment section somewhere and then ignore it forever. That's when people are the most human and the most genuine, and they're always really nice. And even if they're like just spamming me in the DMs, they're usually spamming me with really polite stuff. They're usually like sending me really cool decks that they've been working on, or they're sending me like stuff about their locals, and like that to me makes me really happy. Like, I actually really like getting DMs like that. Like, I know a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people can get annoyed with their messages like getting filled up, but for me, it makes me really happy to see people enjoying the game and like having a good time. And so like when people send me stuff that they're excited about, like I share in their excitement, even if it's not something like let's say they're sending me a deck and they're like, this is heat, and I don't think it's that good, I'm still excited with them. Like that to me is really cool. So I don't know how to say it. But yeah, usually the worst for me is the YouTube comment section. It's always bad. Neo Dallas, it means you impact real people. Yeah, I hope I do. Like, my biggest goal with this is to bring young dudes together. Because I think a lot of people in our age group, like 25 to 35, are really lonely. I don't just think that. That's like statistically proven. And I think that like once we're out of school, once we're out of college, and a lot of us are working from home alone, like I am, um, it's really hard, man. Like it's really hard. A lot of people just get really lonely, and I've dealt with like a lot of that myself. And I think it's just cool to have these events where people can come together and meet friends. And like I've like the coolest thing is like for me, like I met people like I stayed with Murray, Cameron, and Rounick, and these are three guys I would have never met. Like Cameron lives in I think North Carolina, Murray lives in Texas, and Rounick lives in Ireland. And it's like I would have never met these three guys, and we're just like friends like coming together. Much love, GOAT format. You guys are the realest. You guys know, because you guys throw the IRL events too, and it like brings people together, and you understand what the energy is like at the IRL events. Like that's like, it's so different. It's so different. There's no fucking YouTube commenter saying some dumb shit, and if they do show up, you just bring it up to them, and they immediately back down. It's always the case, man. It's always the case, because the people who say that type of hateful shit, they're too pussy to say it to your face every single time. And if they do say it to your face, like, and if they are weird about it, then they just get thrown out of the event. Like, that's it. It's just like, okay, if you want to be a dick, don't come to the party. You know what I mean? Exactly, MH Peacock. COVID, like, it fucked with a lot of people. I guess, I don't know. I don't want to get too weird about it or say too much about my personal life, but yeah, there's definitely been some personal stuff that's happened with me where it's important for me, basically. I'll say it's important for me to bring people together. And if I have to endure like a couple of hate comments or like a couple of idiots or like even a lot of hate comments, like in order to bring people together, I would still do this. Like I think it's cool. I think it's a good time. It's fulfilling at least. 7x Bane says they might be alone, like you said. Multi-platform streaming. You mentioned multi-platform streaming, right? Like Twitch or whatever. Yes, it's a lot of effort. I have considered it though. I might try it in the future, but it's a lot of effort. No, you guys are tight. All the people who are like here for the live streams are tight. Like nobody misunderstands. You know what I mean? Like if you hang out, if you're a real one and you're here, like even if you disagree with me sometimes, you're usually on board for the big picture, which is what matters. And that's totally chill. Like, I feel like if you can keep the disagreements within the context of the game, like some people will be like, oh, Black Wings or Frogs is the best deck. You know what I mean? That to me is a healthy discourse. That to me is a healthy disagreement. But then when you have people being like, you're a fucking bitch. I don't think you're a real person. I'm just going to say hateful things about you specifically in the comment section. That is unhealthy. That says something about the person saying it more than it says anything about what they're saying, honestly. So, yeah. I don't know. And obviously, like, you know, nobody is above criticism, etc., myself included, but it's always the fucking Andrew Tate fans, man. They think they're better than you, even though they do fucking nothing with their life. You know what I mean? The problem these days is that people are so ready to not mess with you because of one little thing and it's tearing us apart. Honestly, let them not mess with me. That's fine. Like, again, I'm like, some percentage of people are not going to fuck with me. And that's just life, dude. You can't make everyone happy. That's life. Like, sometimes you're going to make a lot of people unhappy. And sometimes you're going to make some people unhappy. But you're never going to make no one unhappy. Like, that's just really difficult. Near impossible. So, if someone doesn't want to fuck with me, then that's cool. That's true, Goat. Sorry, if nobody talks about you, you're not doing anything worth talking about. Exactly. Like, okay, you can hate me all you want, but, like, what is happening at Nats next weekend? Oh, it's a 256-player Edison format tournament that's sold out. That's crazy. Hate on me all you want, but what's happening at Nats next weekend? Or what's happening at the IRL RBET in Moreno Valley? Or what's happening in Orlando in October? Like, hate on me all you want, but you can't deny, like, what I'm fucking doing. Like, you can't say that that's not real as fuck. And you can't say that you would do it differently or better because you didn't. Or that's pretty much it. What is the Ayn Rand thing? Ego is the... Ayn Rand. Ego is the figurehead. I think it's... What is it? Ego is the figurehead of progress, I believe is the quote. What people don't understand. What's up, Gabriel? How you doing? Love your vids. I'm from Italy and also here there are Edison groups, events, and competitions. Love to be there with a lot of passionate people. Dude, I'm so happy that you guys have been able to come together and just hang out together, and that you guys have found a common interest and you've been able to compete and have like healthy competition. And I hope you guys are able to continue hanging out and like that you've met some friends that way. That's really sick. Ulysses says, I like the IRL you threw. Cool family vibes, bro. The whole day, it's memories and enjoying the moments you make. I feel you, bro. I wish I would have known that earlier in life. Me too. But honestly, you have to go through life to learn that. You have to go through life to learn that. Like early on in life, you just don't have the perspective on it. But we're at the age where we're getting that perspective on it, and it's tight. So we can do these events and we can do some fun shit. But yeah, Ayn says ego is the figurehead of progress, which means if you want to make real change in the world, you have to basically solo ego run. And even though it sucks sometimes and it can be lonely sometimes, it's like you kind of just have to embrace that what you're doing is right. Even if you know deep down that some parts of it are scuffed, you know? So that's basically what it is. And oftentimes people flock to it. So it's easy to make change when you have like a really, really strong personality backing it, or a really, really strong sense of self, which is tied in directly with the ego. What is this? You're hopping off? Yo, cheers, Miles. Hope to see you for the stream. What's up, Ryan? Tempted to make the trip to Orlando. Dude, Ryan, I actually have spots in I think I'm thinking about getting a room there, and I have spots. So if you want to crash, let me know. If that would tip your stuff in favor or whatever, hit me up, because you are a real one. And if you want to crash with me, that'd be tight. What's up, Bluff Knock? Hello, fellow duelist. The greatest gear frame slammer. Dude, you're fucking funny. You be posting some funny ass shit. No lie. This weekend's gonna be hype. RBET. I think it's gonna be hype. I hope you guys join. It's gonna be fun as shit. Oh, it's gonna be a good time. I think it's gonna be a bit smaller because the EU stuff is happening. If I remember correctly. Let me double check. Let me check the bracket. I think it's going to be a bit smaller because the EU thing is happening, but yeah, there's already like 50 people signed up, so yeah, it should be around the same size. Maybe a little bit smaller. It's also Swiss, which I know some people don't like, but some people do like Swiss, so it's like, eh. I'm an enjoyer of winning, and I think draws are cringe, and I think time rules are cringe. What do you guys think? I'm curious. Okay, double elim or Swiss online events, question mark. This is what I'm curious about. This is actually something I've been thinking about, because like for coverage I prefer double limb, for playing I prefer double limb, but I know a lot of people have a lot of different results or different ideas on it, so I'm interested to see what you guys think. It's probably gonna be pretty mixed. What's up, Asian with that? Swiss is good for more casual events where people just show up to play more than to compete. I agree. There's one big argument against double elim, and that's you can technically miss top cut with a better record than someone in top cut. Technically, if you lose round one, that can technically happen. And I think it happened in the last RBET where someone was like 9th place or something, and they had a better record than someone who was 8th place. So that's for me, that's the only argument against double elim, and that's a totally valid argument. But Swiss, obviously I hate time rules. I hate the downtime for streaming. I hate bubbling. There's a lot of things that I don't like about Swiss, but there's one big thing I don't like about double elim. So it's like, just depends. They both have pros and cons. I'm not surprised to see this pretty mixed. I don't know. You've never played Swiss and you want to get some experience before Raleigh. That's another reason why we're doing Swiss. And also Swiss, as far as staffing goes, everyone who is doing this is volunteering. I'm like basically for RBETs, what I do is I contribute all of the stream revenue and all of the everything towards the tournament. So whatever the stream makes, whatever donations we get, it all goes towards paying the prize pool and paying the judges. So like I'm doing it pretty much pro bono. I do get the growth on the channel, which does help. So it's like I'm not doing it for free because I do get subscribers and that counts for something. But it's basically like I'm getting paid in exposure and I'm spending like 2 12-hour days doing it usually. And then on top of that, the next day is pretty rushed too because I have to get coverage out on the top 8 the day after because that's when everyone wants it. And then the judges are all doing it for way less than they deserve. The online judges, at least. The IRL judges, we do pay them. They are technically employed and stuff. And that's why, like, those tournaments are actually, it's very different. But for online tournaments, it's like a lot of volunteering. And so for Swiss, you need more people because there's just more, like, what is it? Like, there's just more people in the tournament after round 4. Like, people just don't drop the tournament. Whereas in double elimination, like, by round 4, like, half the tournament's gone. Or a quarter of the tournament, like, they're just out. They're knocked out. So there's less things to judge. Why are those codes up there? Were you covering decks? Yeah, I was predicting what's going to go well in RBET. I think it's going to look something like this. I know Roundhook's interesting, so Frogs probably has a good chance of topping. As someone who has judged Swish events, it always feels bad when you have to have some people bubble in and out just based on some annoying statistic. Yeah, I don't like that. I also don't like draws. I think draws are super cringe. Like, we play to win, bro. Like, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think... And IRL, you have to do Swiss. You just have to. Like, you can't do double elimination in real life. It's impossible. But you can do double elimination online. So, I don't know. As an RBET judge, you do this for the community. Exactly, Asian with that, yeah. Yeah, like, you're not doing this for the, like, whatever it was, like, $20 you made last time or $30. I don't remember how much it was. But, like, there's no money in this. We're just doing it for the community, which is tight. And it's usually, like, 4 or 5 of us, like, putting these on. So it's like not a lot of people. So double limit just takes a lot of stress off of the people running it, I think. Also, it's nice having a definitive winner that's X1 or better. It's kind of lit. That's pretty split. I'm honestly not surprised, but if anyone wants to get their votes in now, I say dead even. That's hilarious. Yeah. Everybody get your votes in, because I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to end it. Welcome in, everybody. Also, if you're just joining, smash like on the stream and stuff. Swiss is better for you because locals and bigger events run Swish, so good practice for it. True. It does help you practice playing under time pressure. That's true. You like Swiss because they end up being bigger events and there's more things to cover. Swiss and double elimination, it will actually probably be a smaller event because it is Swiss. I don't think I think someone did the math and there's like no measurable difference in the size of a Swiss or a double elimination. I think it's like the same number of rounds. I think someone did the math on the server, or it's like similar number of rounds. It's similar enough to like that it doesn't matter. So like for Swiss, it gives you the pros are like it gives you IRL practice, and then like if you have the best record, you will top. For double elimination, it's like you will never bubble, you will never draw, you'll never go into time, you'll never get slow played, you'll never get stalled. You have that like free time in between rounds if you need to do something during your day, which is nice. Once you're out, you're just out. You don't have to worry about like tiebreakers, any shit like that. It's like less stressful. You can go do something with the rest of your day once you're out. You're not waiting on some rounds. Sometimes you wait on rounds, sometimes you don't, but like it just depends. Like the downtime for streaming is better. It's easier on the staff. And it's more competitive, I think. I feel like double elim's a bit more competitive. Because it's just, you have to go X1 or XO to win the tournament. Like, you can't win the tournament at X2. Whereas in Swiss, you can win the tournament at, like, X2, X2-1. Like, you can win the tournament at that. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Like, winning a Swiss tournament is definitely less impressive than winning a double elim tournament. So I'm not sure. Grimdeck says coverage per se, it's more to watch. That's actually not true. Because there's always a match starting in double elim. So you can actually cover like round 4 like for 3 matches on double elim. Whereas on Swiss, like it's roughly the same amount of coverage, but double elim you can catch more matches. Swiss, you only get 1 match every round. Whereas in double elim, there's a chance you can get 2 matches, 3 matches in a round. So for coverage, it's better. Double elimination is definitely better. And there's no downtime in between rounds. Any guest commentators lined up for tomorrow? Not right now. I haven't really reached out to anybody. Maybe. Usually people hit me up the day of. I'm usually kind of busy. Like, yeah, I don't know. Asian Without says Swiss is more luck-based. One thing I really don't like about Swiss is, like, let's say you lose round 1. Now you're playing against someone who's 0-1, so it's an easier bracket, quote-unquote. So you get an easier bracket if you lose. And then, Grimdeck's what you're saying. Agree to disagree. That's not even like a... It's not an opinion thing. Like, for coverage, you actually get more rounds for double elimination. I've covered both tournaments before. You get to cover more with double elimination. Like, that's just, like, facts. But yeah, you can disagree with that if you want. Like, you can prefer Swiss. That's totally fine. Like, that's your opinion. But saying that for coverage, double elimination doesn't have more is just wrong. Swiss rewards you for losing round 1. A lot of people make it into top 8 going 0-1, start in Swiss. Whereas if you're in double elimination bracket, you get punished for losing. And I think that's based. I think if you lose, you should be punished for it. Only winners should get rewarded. Giga Chad. That's how I feel about it. Ryan Knight says Swiss is less punishing when you lose round 1. It's actually rewarding when you lose round 1 because then you get easy bracket. The amount of tournaments I've topped from losing round 1 in Swiss is significantly higher than the amount of tournaments I've topped winning round 1 in Swiss. Because you get easy bracket. You get free mode. Swiss is definitely less punishing when you lose round 1, but I think it should be. I prefer people getting punished. Buys is another reason why double elimination sucks. That's true. There's a lot of buys in double elimination, and it's like impossible to determine seeding. So that's the Swiss buys in Swiss and double elimination are cringe, but that's just a natural part of bracketing. All right, we're gonna end the poll. It looks like Swiss has a slight preference. That looks about real. I feel like more people are gonna prefer Swiss because less people have like the super hyper competitive. Juan says when you lose round 1, usually you'll need to go X1. You'll be pushed out by tiebreakers if your 2 losses don't perform the playoffs. Yes, or you can go X1 and 1. Tomorrow is Swiss, Brett. Yes, tomorrow is Swiss. So we're doing a Swiss tournament. The rules are going to be 40-minute rounds with 5 turns when time is called. Turn player being turn 0. So those are the time rules. This is the first Swiss RBET ever. I've run Swiss events before, but this is the first Swiss RBET. That wasn't an IRL tournament. Like online RBET, I guess. W Elim has no tiebreakers. Yeah, it's just a cleaner bracket. It's just cleaner. Like, there's no issues. It's just win or lose, and that's it. There's no draws. There's no tiebreakers. There's no, like, headache for the competitors. I feel like double elim, if you're, like, a hardcore competitor, you prefer double elim. And if you're you compete sometimes, you like Swiss. Or if you're a casual, you like Swiss. Which is the majority of players. So the majority of players are going to like Swiss more. But if you're a hardcore competitor, double elim is better. Or it's preferred usually. Is RBET 1 day or 2 days? It will be 2 days. So it's going to be day 1, Swiss, and then we'll cut to top 8, day 2. So day 2 will be the top 8. And top 8 is single elim, as always, in Swiss. And top 8 will also have no time. But slow play will be strictly enforced. So if you make it to top 8, you won't have the 40-minute turn timer, but... Or not turn timer, sorry. 40-minute game timer, but you will have slow play strictly enforced. So you can't just get into top 8 and slow play. And then also throughout the event, if you slow play, I'll just fucking DQ you, man. I fucking hate slow players. That's another reason I like DE is because it People don't slow play because there's no time rules. So it's like there's no point in slow playing. You used to compete in a trivia where they decide seeding with Swiss, then do single elim. That sucked. Yeah, single elim is not competitive. I think double elim is competitive because we're playing a game with variance. Single elim is only good in like games with very, very low variance, like fighting games or chess. But games with variance, single elim is not good. What's up, Matt? Hi from Paris. Would love to play Edison here, but not that much people are in here. I think there are some French players that are in the Discord server. So if you join the Discord server, you might be able to meet some people. I know it's not as popular in France as it is in Italy and Germany, but I know there are some. Smash is double elim. Yeah, like I said, double elim is very good for coverage. So that's probably part of the reason. And double elim is hype too because like if you just have like a cold morning on Smash, then you can at least fight back through losers. And losers round is hype. It's good for storylines. What's up, Juan? How you doing? 2-minute ads live. Damn. Do you wish Nats had a bigger Swiss tourney? No. No, I think 256 is huge. I think that that's perfectly reasonable. I'm happy that it has a 2-day 256 person tournament. That's insane. I think bigger would be a lot. It would just be too much. You know? God damn. I'm excited, dude. This tournament's going to be fun. This tournament this weekend's going to be fun. RBET is always fun. It's always a lot to stream them. I'm not used to being, like, live for 40 million years, but... because I'm not a streamer usually. You like double elim for video game tournaments? Yeah. Yeah, there's also, like, there is... even though there's video game tournaments that are less variance, there is variance. Gravekeepers seem to be pretty good. What's your thought? I think they're pretty good. I think they're pretty good. I think they're also really well positioned. I think Gravekeepers could dominate a tournament. Gravekeepers could absolutely crush a tournament, and I wouldn't be surprised. Because, like, if you look at these decks, right, Gravekeepers destroys Diva Hero, destroys Fairies. It's okay against Lightsworn as long as you hit your Tribute, but you kind of do have to hit your Tribute, so it's kind of like a 50-50. And it's, like, okay versus Blackwings, depending on your draw. And then I think it's, like, pretty even. It's pretty bad against Frogs. But, like, it destroys Heroes and Christia. And it's, like, good enough versus Blackwings and, like, the hybrid builds to where I think that Gravekeepers could actually do this. Blind Ruby says, did I see the Dragon list that won Deck Devastators? Yes, I did. And I also played it on the channel with Carpath, like 3 days ago. So if you want to watch us playing that and having a good time, you can check out that video when you get a chance. That it was a lot of fun. Fitz is the homie too. I actually met him at the IRL RBET, and we we fucking partied after the IRL RBET, and it was really fun. We had like a really good night. Why for you Dragon is a strong deck? You said the floor is too low. Oh, you're probably just playing the deck wrong. Not to be rude, but you're probably just playing the deck poorly. The deck is insane. I've won so many fucking events with this deck. It's like not even funny. What does it have struggle? What does it struggle competing with? I'm curious. Like for Lightsworn, you have Drago. You have DD Warrior Lady. That's all you need. For Blackwings, you have Starlight Road. Just resolve one of those. And you also just have like Turn 1 Future Fusion. Blackwings is like 50-50. It's definitely a 50-50 matchup, but if you have the right sideboard for it, it immediately becomes favorable. Fairies, you have Drago. Heroes is a tough matchup. Frogs is a free win. Future Fusion 5 Dragons, the floor is low, Kappa. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, no, Dragons is just a better deck than... it has a higher power level than a lot of these other decks. Like, you're summoning monsters that are better than most of the synchros, and those monsters are just like your main deck monsters, which is funny. And also depends on your build a little bit, but... yeah, so I think, like, depending on how you build it, it can beat any of these decks. Grimdeck says, you feel like Dragons loses to itself more than the opponent? Maybe. I've definitely been outplayed. I've definitely been outplayed before. I think depending on your build. If you're playing Dragon Turbo, yes, loses to itself. But if you're playing like the grindier decks, like the first place one that Fitz won with, also it's funny to say that like Dragons is a strong deck, and then it literally won the last biggest tournament. Like, why do you think it's not good? Like, what do you mean? The deck is fucking crazy. Someone said you draw 2 Wyvern and you cry. Wyvern's amazing. Wyvern's insane. What do you mean? I draw Wyvern, I'm like, happy. Where is this card? This card is literally just attack into anything you want free of charge. It's a guy who replaces himself when he dies. And then on top of that, he has great stats. You can set him, you can summon him, like on both sides, he has great stats. You can banish him for red med. This is just a good card. Like, he can't get run over by Shura. He can't get run over by like the stuff that matters in the meta. You know what I mean? Grimdeck says Fitz Dragon deck is super sick, perfect build for the meta they expected. Absolutely. I think Fitz did a knockout job with that deck. I think he did a great job building that. He totally fixed the hero matchup by having the Snowman Eaters and the Debris Dragons. That does so much work versus the heroes. No, he did very good. Times 2 Source says both your losses in DD4 were 2 dragons. Drago and Red Man with back row is crazy. I'm saying, bro. I'm saying. We played actually a lot recently, Times 2 Source. I was talking about your deck a lot, your Glorious Illusion deck. Do you have any comments you want to say about that while you're here in the chat? Because I thought that deck is fucking awesome. I just want to say I think your Glorious Illusion Lightsworn deck is super cool. Thoughts on heroes with a high win? Well, that doesn't make sense. Mask of Restrict and Ryo are the best counters. Mask of Restrict doesn't counter the dragon deck, no, because they don't really tribute summon at all. Ryo's pretty good against the dragon deck, though. Ryo's pretty good because it can negate red med. I mean, it's only as good as like your defense is, right? Because they can just Drago Crash, summon a guy, banish for red med, bring back the Drago, and you're just as fucked. But if your defense is good to stop the Drago Crash, then your Ryo is going to be pretty good too. Oh, you mean against frogs? Ryo is not good against frogs. Christian Kane says side Electric Virus. Yes. If dragons start to see more popularity, we will see some targeted hate like Electric Virus for sure. Electric Virus is too good against dragons. To you, Dragon and Fairies feel like modern decks since Fairies has hand traps with Herald and Dragon can do mad combos. Yes. They definitely feel more modern than some of the other decks. They feel more modern than something like Gravekeepers, for example. Although I do think Gravekeepers is really well positioned to do well. Fraser Smith was claiming with numbers that Heroes has a general better chance of winning against meta decks. I think that Hero was the #1 most represented deck in DDV4 and no copies made top 8, so I don't know what he's talking about. Gravekeepers. That comment just says Gravekeepers. I don't know what you mean. Scrap Wyvern. I like this card. Deck was crazy. Enemy end phase Glorious Illusion back Lila into Celestia was so consistently backbreaking. If the deck popped off, you were looking at immediate OTK lines. Holy shit. End phase Glorious Illusion, bring back your Lila, pop their back row, sack for Celestia, pop their other guy. That's insane. You kind of sold me, dude. I'm not going to lie, you kind of sold me. That sounds gas. Is the Lightsworn deck viewable? I think we have it here, actually. I think we do have this pulled up. Let me see if I can find it. We just looked at it, I believe. Hold up. edisonformat.com. Matt says Koth over Glorious. He was playing both. He got 3rd place with Lightsworns. Top 4. So he's playing 1 Koth, 2 Glorious Illusions. This list looks gas, dude. This list looks fucking nasty. This is a deck that I would play. I don't think Times 2's ever built a deck that I wouldn't play, but this is the one that like I actually want to try. Like I see this and I'm like, oh, I want to try this. This looks fun. Pre-nerf vibes. Yeah, Glorious Illusion might be the tech. The Lightsworn Dragon, that guy probably put in a lot of work with Glorious Illusion because you can just bring it back and then you have like a 5,000 Piercer. Sounds nasty. Exactly 7x Bane. 3 Wolf though, yeah, I mean, you just mill Wolf and it beats Hero Beat 1v1. So that's definitely a good meta call. Let's play the 3 Wolf. And the 2 Cyber Dragons, man. That's a good meta call for sure. This deck looks really good. Where are we going with this? Yeah, I'm excited to play that. That's probably going to be the next thing I play next week. I hope it does well in the tournament this weekend so I can, like, really cover it. I wanted to cover it before, but alas, here we are. Oh my gosh. I'm, like, rubbing my eyes, dude. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. It's only going to get longer. I actually am going to an event tonight that looks really fun, but it's going to go late. And then I gotta be up early for the RBET. I better set my alarm now, or I'm going to forget. How are you guys doing? What do you guys think is gonna win RBET now that everyone's here? Graganith was with the trap was def crazy. Won you like 5 to 6 games. That's based. Blackwing, plants, Blackwing, something with heavy back row, frogs, same hero deck. Blackwing, frogs, honestly. All you guys are on copium, dude. Dragons, I could see that. I'm pushing for the Glorious Illusion. I need to order some of these. I don't own them. I'd never even read this card. Hero Beat, that's cap. I don't think Hero Beat will win. I'm thinking back to the grand finals of RBET Rulers, aka the World Championship last year. Hero Beat versus Fairies, where Pro Storm destroyed Indikid, and Indikid cried. He cried a lot, and he was very sad because he got destroyed. Because he was playing Hero Beat. And because he was Indikid. You want to see some more Welly Dad representation? Every time you play that deck, it feels crazy. Yeah, same. I don't know. You would be hype if Gigaplant or Morphs would top. I would really like to see Gigaplant top. That'd be cool. You wouldn't be surprised if a True Hero topped? I wouldn't be either. He's pretty good. Plants all the way. Gemini top would go crazy. Yeah, it would. If Gemini tops, it goes crazy. For sure. The deck goes crazy if it tops. Thoughts on Burn Frogs, the level 3 synchro build? I think it's alright. I haven't played it. But like just from watching it looks decent. Dark Calling, that'd be fire. We haven't seen a Dark Calling win in a while. Or we haven't seen a Dark Calling performance in a while. Outside of like the most recent 16-man that I uploaded. Thoughts on X-Sabers with Dark Soul? I don't know, man. It sounds fucking miserable. Sounds like something I would never want to play. Sounds like cat double fall troll hang loop. No thanks. Honestly, this game, it's like, why would I ever want to play anything that isn't Edison format? Edison format's just really good. Matt says, why do I prefer Edison over GOAT? What's the biggest community? Well, right now it's Edison. Why do I prefer it? Because I think the decks are more balanced, and I think the player skills matter a little bit more, and there's a little bit less draw-go, so the pace of play is a little bit more healthy. In GOAT, there's a lot of draw-go. There's a lot of stalemate board situations, and then there's also like Burn cheese, Ring of Destruction cheese, BLS cheese, Trinity cheese. There's a lot of cheese, Library cheese, Reasoning Gate cheese. I don't like any of that shit. Those are like not... A lot of those decks are uninteractive decks. Burn is interactive in Go. I think Burn is really fun addition to the format. I do like Go format. I mean, I have 2 max rarity Go format decks, so I like I like the format. Like, I think it's fun. I think it's not a bad format. It's like a good format for learning positional gameplay. It teaches you some fundamentals that a lot of people lack in Edison. Like, if you don't have those fundamentals, then you're going to struggle in Edison, I feel like. But the best players are just good at both. And, like, Edison also has this thing where, like, if you want to play a boss monster, you can play a wide variety of different boss monsters. So, like, in GOAT format, you're like, okay, I can play Blackluster Soldier, right? I can play Blackluster Soldier. Or I could not play a boss monster. And that's it. You have one choice. It's like Blackluster Soldier or that's it. In Edison format, like, every deck kind of has their own identity and their own, like, setup patterns and stuff. And while it is superficial variance, it is cool. It is cool. And it gives people a little bit more like of a, like, oh, this is my favorite deck. I want to play this deck. Or, like, it lets people attach to their favorite decks a little bit more. Alex says DMOC is kind of real in GOAT. No, DMOC is only played in FTK combos. So no. Just no. It's not played in like mid-range control decks, aggro decks. It's just not played. The only boss monster you can play is BLS. Or Chaos Sorcerer if you count him, but it's BLS. Like, let's be real. It's just BLS. And if you're not playing BLS, you're playing a worse deck than a deck that is playing BLS. That's it. Go Control plays DMOC. No, it doesn't. It can, but more often than not, it does not. Keyword there is definitely identity. Having that between decks makes it feel so much more cool. Yeah, it feels much more tailored to the player. Go format is like, it's a good format. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I really like Go format, and I think it's one of those formats that's really cool because you get to play with some of the historically powerful Yu-Gi-Oh cards. By extension, I actually like Yada format a little bit more. I actually like the Yada format a little bit more because, like, if I'm going to be playing with bullshit power cards, just give me all of them. Like, it's like all or nothing for me. It's like, don't give me just Greed, Charity, and Duo. I want fucking Painful Choice. I want Witch. I want Chaos Emperor. I want it all. Like, give me all of the power or give me, like, nerfed as shit Edison format. What I don't like about GOAT format is how uninteractive the format can feel. Go format feels like playing Pokemon a lot of the time. And I don't know how to describe that. Some people don't like Pokemon because Pokemon is a lot of, like, positional play, but there's no, like, direct interaction. And that's what GOAT format is. It's a lot of positional play, but a lot less direct interaction. Edison is far less refined at this point, and that leaves a lot more room for innovation. Edison is about as refined as Go format is. The only thing that's, like, changing is, like, meta stuff. But there's a deeper card pool and a lower power level, so more stuff is viable. So we're going to see longer meta cycles, and we're going to see new stuff pop up more often because of, again, the deeper card pool and the meta cycles and everything. Thoughts on Warlock FTK? It's a joke. There's, like, 30 breaks in that deck. That's an example of good clickbait that doesn't deliver. Tell when is Yada format? I think it's, I don't know. But I like the format with all the power cards, like with Forceful and, like, if I'm going to just gamble, just give me the gambling format. Mirage of Nightmare. This shit. Give me everything. Just give it all to me. Give me all the sauce, dude. I want it all. I want Regeki. I want Feather Duster. I want whatever. What's the next format to pop off? Speed Duel. Because it'll have official support. Christian Kane says GOAT format feels solved. GOAT format, in some ways, yeah. I don't want to say it's totally solved because there's always like some crazy shit. Like Alafia always has some crazy shit going on. The Cold Wave stuff and the delinquent zombies. I'm, like, thinking about, like, 2020, 2021 GOAT where there was some really cool stuff winning. That's when GOAT felt the most exciting to me personally. But are there any other historical formats you like? Yes, I like Critter, which is Metal Raiders format. I think that format's amazing. I like Speed Duels. I like Despia format, which was last year. I like There's some formats in between. I think Teledad's a pretty good format. It's like way more sacky than Edison, but it's a pretty good format. I actually think Teledad's fun because even though it's like you have some insane shit, you don't have Bryonic. So it's a little bit more balanced. I think Bryonic kind of rips the format super wide open. Have I ever played Extreme Victory format? Yeah, it's shit. I think anything in that era is shit, and if you're huffing copium if you think otherwise. Pot of Duality and Solemn Warning enable like so much bullshit. Like Pot of Duality in particular. Like, I'll show you a format, a deck I topped with in. It was a little bit after Edison format. I'll show you what it looked like. Hold up. Oh shit, format deck. Okay. It was like this and this. I don't remember the exact build, but it was pretty close to this. Yeah, this was the deck. And it was like, I don't remember exactly how many numbers of these I played, but it was something like this. And it was just like the most fucking bullshit. Like, they changed the ruling on Future Fusion so that you could duality and then activate Future Fusion in the same turn. And so like this deck would just like turn 1 Future Fusion so fucking consistently. And there were other dumbass decks like this. Like Gravekeepers was an example of a dumbass deck that like my fucking dog could have topped with, where you like just Pot of Duality into Royal Tribute. It's like so fucking bullshit. Like the formats with duality, like people don't want to dig deeper into those formats. I guarantee you don't want to dig deeper into those formats. They're not fun. They're just not. And then like you get to the formats after that where you have Maxi, and like Maxi is worse because it's just like everyone has a time walk that you have to play into. Everybody has this functional like gambling time walk. And the only way to play around Maxi is to build a deck that doesn't play into Maxi. And those decks are all incredibly fucking boring. And then on top of that, you know what else wasn't banned? Fucking Royal Oppression. So like going first was insane. You just had like this fucking like insane win rate going first. You were just like, okay, I go first. Solemn Warning. Solemn Judgment was also legal. It was just like, this was like the deck. And it was like fucking miserable to play against. And you also had Monster Reborn. Dude, you had so much dumb shit. It was like such a fucking stupid format where like I didn't feel like I outplayed any of my opponents. I think I won the majority of my dice rolls when I topped the regional, and I was just like, yeah, this is lame. And after this happened, after this format happened, I quit because I was just like, I'm over this. Like, this is not fun to me. Like, I didn't feel like I was playing the game anymore. I felt like I was just going first. Like that's what made it really lame. Not to mention duality being $180 card at the time. Yeah, it was like it was like $100, $100, $200 depending on like how much you could rip someone off. Basically, that was it. And Solemn Warning was expensive too. I think ultras were like 45, if I remember. So yeah, no, it was not a fun format. It was not a good format in hindsight either, because like TG Stun was one of your favorites. I think one of my losses at the regional was to TG Stun. That deck was good. That deck was good because Heavy Storm was banned. Dino Rabbit Era is when you quit. I quit before that, thankfully, but Dino Rabbit Era was equally bad. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Didn't self-correct itself until like fucking Triple Tactics. Until this card was printed, Yu-Gi-Oh! Didn't self-correct itself. But this card fixed a lot of the problems with Yu-Gi-Oh! But like there's like that whole period between Edison and like Despia format. Most of those formats sucked. There was a good format where like everyone was playing like the 60 card Eldritch crazy Halka-Fibrax shit. That format was cool. The Despia format was cool, but these are all like, yeah, like pretty much all the formats in between, in my opinion, are pretty bad. You want a case tournament with Macro Rabbit? Lucky you. That's good to hear. You quit after Windup or Insectors? I don't like Hat. No, I think Hat is dog shit. Hat is really bad. There are like better formats around Hat, like, and even those formats are bad. But like Hat has like Soul Charge and the Gishki loop. Why do I want to play that ever? It's like draw fucking Maxi or lose. If Windup was banned, Windup format is fun. No, you would have to also ban Lagia or ban Macrocosmos or ban card destruction, or ban Eradicator Epidemic Virus, or ban Future Fusion, or ban... Like, there's so many problems in that format. Because, like, you ban Windup, and then all of a sudden you have, like, fucking Chaos Dragon is the best deck. Chaos Dragon was the best deck, but then you have Hieratics, which were a problematic deck. Like, all the decks are, like, uninteractive, like, fucking trying to interact as little as possible. Floodgate, whatever. You did, like, Elemental Dragon format. Which one? Ravine Rulers? Or Baby Rulers? Someone was trying to sell me on Ravine Rulers. I think it was RJ. There's some good Arc 5 formats, like Alliance before Pepe. Maybe, I don't know. You liked Baby Rulers? Okay, Baby Rulers is a bad format. Sorry. Format's bad. There's some issues with Baby Rulers. Number 1, Troll and Lockbird, Maxi, fucking Return from the Different Dimension, Card Destruction, and Jaguar the Spiritualist. Or Spellbook of Judgment. Ravine Ruler was better. Why do you keep asking me what my thoughts on Star Wars are? We're not talking about... That's, like, so unrelated. I like Star Wars, though. I think it's tight. Anyway, back to RBET. Back to RBET predictions. Yeah, I just think that there's, like, a whole period after Edison where it's just like, oh, my God. I don't want to play this shit. This isn't fun. I'm getting hand-looped. DFS is one of the worst cards ever printed. Super warped the game. What is DFS? I don't even know what that is. Dark Strike Fighter? The DSF? Is that weird? Talking about Dark Strike Fighter? What are you talking about? DFS? DSF. DSF. Yeah. This was a dumb card. Definitely a mistake to print this, but it made for a crazy format. That's all I'll say. Crazy format where Threatening Roar was the best trap card for a short period of time. In the Xyz era, you played Dark Worlds. Same. I also played Dark Worlds for a little while. And I think that Dark Worlds is one of those decks where it's just not interactive. You're trying not to interact as much as possible. I don't know. Edison's goated. That's all I'll say. There's a reason it's popular. It's goated. You're never not in a game. Even in your worst matchups. Even in your worst matchups, you are still in it. You're still in it. And you still get a couple of turns. Like, the pace of play is so good in Edison. People are like, oh, what's going to be the next big thing? Like, Edison is a trend. Bro, we've been doing this Edison thing for 3 years now. It's not a trend. It's not like some fucking, like, thing in the moment. It's like, Edison is one of the best formats of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever. Like, that's it. Like, you can't beat it. It's so good. Like, it's so weird to hear that question. It's like, oh, what's going to be the next big thing? No. The only people who are asking your next big thing are, like, people who want to make money on their collection. I've never been, like, a big collection make money guy off Yu-Gi-Oh! Because if I want to make money, I'll just go, like, fucking, you know what I mean? Get a drop shipping job or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to make money, like, go make money. Go buy a house or something. Go flip properties or whatever it is people do to make money. But Edison did sell out before the main event. Exactly, Limison None. Yeah, it's not a phase, yeah. Connor says, no Veiler makes Edison fun. Orange Light exists, but usually if they don't have back row, you're safe to go off. Also, Orange Light is a -1, too. So you can grind out an Orange Light. You can't really... I mean, Veiler is a -1, but, like, they don't... Like, Veiler's never really... I don't know. I've always thought Veiler was kind of fair, but it is annoying because any deck can play it. Orange Light has very strict build restrictions. It can be dead if you don't have another fairy. It restricts the way people play the game. So, it's a little bit more balanced. I still think Orange Light is broken, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't really like hand traps. I've never liked hand traps. The hand traps I do like, I will say, I do like Gores and Trag. I think these hand traps are cool. more so Gores. I think Trag is unfair. I think Gores is fair. And Battle Fader. Do I like the modern game? No. No, I don't. I love speed duels. Dude, I love speed duels. Speed duels is so fun. Speed duels is like what I love of modern Yu-Gi-Oh. Like speed duels will always have a place in my heart. Trag is offensive in a sense. Trag is a little bit too powerful. It's fine for it's balanced in Edison format, but it becomes even more insane later when it's at 2. Or it was insane prior when it was at 2. Like in French Twilight in the format before, double Trag was insane. Like double Trag triple Necro, you felt like you could never attack the Lightsworn deck. My favorite speed duels deck is Relinquished right now. And I'm going to do a video on it soon. Speed Duel channel coming soon? Yes, Danny. Speed Duel content is coming soon. I'm not sure if I'm going to upload it here or on my second channel. Probably on the second channel, because this is going to stay Edison, I think. People usually get pretty mad when I do things that aren't at least Edison adjacent. But I might upload it here if I can keep it sort of tied into Edison. Speed Duels is goated. Speed Duels might be the most fun I've ever had playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Next to Edison. Which is crazy. Legacy formats like Edison are only going to grow as players get disenfranchised with Konami. I think it's a little bit different than that. Mostly just because, like, I have met a lot of people who work for Konami now. And it's easy to be like, Konami hates us, but it's really what it is Konami wants to make money, but they also want to do things that are good for the player base if it makes them money. So what my goal is to align what's good for the player base with what makes them money. Because that way both parties win and everybody gets everything they wanted. So, like, with the RBET stuff, like, my goal with this is to make it so that Edison format tournaments are profitable and sell out. And as a result, you see the big Edison format events happening at Nats. And so the players win, and Konami wins because they make a shitload of money on the event. They get a bunch of people in the door. They expose a bunch of people to their new format, which is huge for them. A bunch of the older players, it brings them back in, looking at stuff. And then for us, the players, the people who love Edison format, love old school Yu-Gi-Oh!, we win because we get these major events. So it's like a win-win scenario. And like my goal with the RBETs was basically prove that it could be a win-win scenario. And then from there, because they see it can be a win-win scenario, both of us get everything we want. So I think it's less like Konami hates us because they don't. They don't hate us. It's just that making people happy is not the goal of a successful corporation. Making money is the goal of a successful corporation. If what makes people happy also makes money, then everybody wins. And that's the ultimate W, right? If Konami throwing these events and everyone coming together makes Konami money and also makes people happy, everybody wins. That's the ideal situation. So I think the proper perspective to have on this is not that Konami doesn't like us, because they do. They like their customers, obviously, but they need money. Like, and it's the same for like anybody. Like people don't. There's no free lunch. You know what I mean? There's no free lunch. If you're doing something, like there's got to be something in it for you. Like for me, what do I get out of doing all this? Well, I get like a decent like ad check from YouTube, which I can spend on shiny cardboard, which makes me kind of happy. I get to hang out with people that I never would have met before, which like is fulfilling in some aspect. And then like on top of that, like I also get like a reasonable amount of clout, and it's fun. It's just like a fun thing to do. So I'm getting something out of doing this. I'm not just doing it out of like part of it is out of the goodness of my heart, but at the same time, like I'm putting in a lot of effort to do this. Konami's no different. The people who work at Konami, they're no different than me. They're no different than you. You don't, like, you do stuff out of the goodness of your heart, and then, like, that's cool and all, and that's tight, and you should do that just to feel good about it. But if that's your job and you just keep doing stuff out of the goodness of your heart, you're gonna go broke. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, I don't know. Fucking, I get it. Just because I've seen the other side of it, and I've been throwing big tournaments, and so I understand the other side of it. It's like, you don't throw a big tournament to get nothing out of it. Like sometimes you do, but there has to be a bigger thing. You know what I mean? Like, what does Konami get out of having an Edison format thing at Nats? Well, they get exposing all the Edison players to the current format. That's huge marketing W for them. It's people who already like the game are looking at the new stuff and potentially becoming whales or customers of their game. If everything is on the house soon, there will be no house. Exactly, Enraged Peacock. They also get, like, you know, a fat chunk of change for people entering the event. Like, I don't know. Limited on says, has anyone ever sponsored you? Yes, there's actually a sponsor for this tournament this weekend. First place at the RBET is getting an additional, on top of the prize money, they're getting Collector's Edition Legend of Zelda. Shout out to 11 Inc., our sponsor. I'm giving him a free plug now, but it's going to be on the overlay for tomorrow and everything. So, yeah, we actually have a sponsor for this event. And yes, I've had sponsors before. Like, Medify sponsored me. I've done a few sponsor things, like, behind the scenes and on different channels. But, yeah, I mean, that's just it. It's the same with all events, even outside of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, clubs. Yeah, pretty much. Like, in order to make stuff happen, people have to, I don't know, man. Like, obviously, like, someone has to take an L at some point to get stuff started. But once stuff is started, then it's pretty good. I don't fucking know what I'm even saying. I'm not, like, a great businessman by any means. I'm not, like, a super genius when it comes to this type of stuff. But, like, I have a pretty good understanding of marketing and then aligning the consumer desire with the corporation designer. Like, that's where my specialty lies, is like understanding what is it the consumer wants and what is it the corporation wants, and making sure those two things are aligned so that both people are happy. So I guess I'd be in like consumer relation or some sort of like analysis, marketing analysis is where my specialties would be. So I think I have a pretty good understanding of the subject, but I don't know. James says, gotta have money to make money. Wrong. That is wrong. You gotta have time to make money. You gotta have time and understanding and knowledge to make money. But you don't need to have money to make money. That is wrong. You can be broke and you can make money. Is YouTube your full-time job? No, but editing is. So I currently, right now, I own two companies. Well, I own one company that outsources sound design work for like video games, TV, that type of thing. And then I do editing work for another company that's like a sports company. And then I invest. And then I also do the YouTube thing on the side, which is like a side hustle. So this YouTube channel for me is like a side hustle. And the tournaments is like a side thing for me. Everything, I have like other avenues of income, basically. Show portfolio pog. No, it's down, bro. It's down. This year's been rough. That's all I'll say. Kappa. No, I will not. I do not like giving financial advice because I'm a dumbass. So don't listen to me. What is the company you own? I don't want to leak that because it would dox myself. But yeah, you're up 42% on your stocks. Lucky you. You're pretty good at this. I think my portfolio's not down, but it's not up. Do I play other video games? Yes. I actually, on my second channel, I've been playing, you can go to it here, I think. The Elephant in the Room channel. I actually really want to get this to 1,000 subs so I can monetize it. I've been playing Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. And I've been thinking about doing other games on here too. I play Pokemon on here. I've been thinking about doing a Nuzlocke run on there. So, oops, I accidentally clicked this. But yeah, this is really fun. I did like a speed run with my friends where we like raced against each other to see who could like finish some stuff. This video was really fun. This was a cool video. Definitely check it out if you want to see me playing other games. I play a lot of other games though. I don't just play. I'm a fucking gamer, dude. I'm a fucking gamer. I play a lot of games. I play chess. I play Pokemon. I play Pokemon Showdown. I play fucking Smash Bros, Melee. I play PM. I play what else do I play? Magic. I play Magic a lot. Or I used to play Magic a lot. I don't play it anymore. I quit Magic, but I used to play it a lot. Zelda is amazing. Have I done all the shrines? No. No, I only get a little bit of free time every day to play Zelda. Want to play a game of chess? No, thank you. I don't. Especially not now. What else do I play? I play Call of Duty. I used to play a lot of Call of Duty. Who's my melee main? I main Captain Falcon. I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty good at least. I'm decent. I think I'm pretty good at melee. But everybody thinks they're pretty good at melee, right? Yeah, I mean Captain Falcon. Show me your MI. Show me your moves. Yes. There we go. You got it. Exactly. Show me your moves. Yes. Thoughts on Mewtwo King? What do you mean? He's a guy. I don't know. Fucking... Do I like Clash Royale? I don't know what that is, but it sounds like a gacha game. I don't like gacha games. I don't like paywall games. I don't like pay-to-win games. I like free-to-play games. I like strategy games. And then I like PvP games. You're a Sheik main. Everyone's good at melee. Just don't get hit. Pretty much, yeah. Everyone's got a lot better recently. What do I think of PewDiePie? What is this? Just asking me opinions on random subjects. Stream. Dude, Captain Falcon is so you. He's a rushdown monster, the aggro king. Yeah, he's pretty feast or famine. And he's pretty, like, brain dead combos. Like, Stomp Knee is pretty brain dead. He's definitely fits my personality. Like, I don't think I could see myself playing any other character. He's everything I ever... Smash Bros. Dock is underrated. Yeah, it is. I've been thinking about making an Edison one ever since someone mentioned it earlier this stream. I think that'd be a good idea. If you think about opening Yu-Gi-Oh packs is the same thing as playing gacha. Yeah, it is. That's why I don't open Yu-Gi-Oh packs. Spoiler alert, I don't crack packs. Okay, do you guys want to hear some cool shit? You guys are the real heads. You guys are the real heads. The 60 of you that are here right here. Okay. Like the stream real quick and then I'll tell you some real shit. I'll tell you some real shit that I'm working on for next year. Some real fucking shit. Because we're talking about melee right now. This went from RBET to AMA. I'm going to bring it back, Blind Rebate. Don't worry. I'm going to bring it back. Okay, hold up. All right, hold up. So, I'm not going to say the venue. If you liked the stream, you're going to get the exclusive info right now. You're going to get it. Can't like it twice. The real ones are still here. All right. Here goes. Here's the exclusive intel. So, let me pull up my freeware Photoshop in browser garbage shit. And then we'll write some stuff down. Kappa. Okay. Hold up. Give me a second, folks. Give me a second, folks. Shit is not loading. Okay. Give me a second. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, cool. What's up, Miharu? Welcome. You're going to get some exclusive material right now. So, this year, this is our little schedule, right? This is our little schedule. So, we go this weekend. Oh, shit, it's white. It's not going to show up. Hold, everybody, hold. Okay, this weekend, RBET. Okay, so this is part one. Part one on the timeline. This weekend is RBET. Next week, pre-Nats coverage, RBET top 8 coverage. So that's next week. Okay? Are you guys with me so far? You guys with me so far? Okay. Following weekend is, so July 7th through 9th, NAWCQ. Nats, Edison tour. I will be there. I will meet people there. I will be taking videos there. Okay, does this all make sense? Does that make sense? Okay. You guys following? So week after, July 10th through, I don't fucking know. We've got Nats coverage. So we're going to go over a lot of the stuff that happened at Nats, decks that did well, decks that didn't do well, talking about top 8 coverage, stuff like that. Fucking my deck profile is going to go up. I have a brand new deck that I've never played on the channel that I'm bringing to Nats. That's really sick. I think it's a cool deck. Is it a good deck? Is it going to win the tournament? I don't know, but it's new and it feels strong and I'm excited. So, well, that'll be sometime in the July 10th through the I don't fucking know period. Then we've got August. Early August is build up for RBET Moreno Valley, marketing, etc. August 19th. IRL RBT Moreno Valley, Shonen Jump Dark End prize, PS5, 2 Nintendo Switches. The prize pool for this event is going to be fucking crazy. I'm hosting it with Collectible Exchange and with Lee Park and Totagon from the last IRL RBT. So it's going to be as smooth an event as the last IRL RBET is going to be. And the signups for this are going to be open soon. So that's happening August 19th. So August, leading up to this, we're going to do a lot of marketing for that. And then we're going to do a lot of this. Okay, hold up. We're going to moving forward. Hold up. Canvas size. We're going to make this a little bit bigger. We're going to need to make this a little bit bigger. So grab this guy here. We just need more room to work with, okay? We just need more room to work with, folks. Okay, we'll move all this stuff up here. Okay, cool. Sick. So this is happening. And then after August, we've got September. Online RBET. Coverage, etc. So the end of August is going to be coverage for this IRL RBET Moreno Valley. We're going to be talking a lot about that. There's going to be a lot of stuff going around about that. September is going to be online RBET, build up for that. October, IRL RBET Orlando, another SJC Dark End tournament. So we've got 2 of those. And then this is versus games. I'm hosting it with Versus. And this one's going to be massive too because I don't remember. Yeah, so PS5 for this one, the August 19th, PS5 goes to 2nd and Nintendo Switch goes to 3rd and 4th. And then we have some other prizes too. So it's going to be fucking huge. Like, you definitely don't want to miss this one. So this is October, right? November, RBET Rulers, which is the end of the year Worlds Invitational, whatever the fuck. Whatever you want to call it. So this is going to be everyone who topped in RBET gets invited to this. So this is going to be the fucking peak of competition. And that's going to be in November. Then we have December. Cube month. Exciting, right? We're just going to cube all of December. December is going to be our downtime month. Spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, etc. and cube. That's going to be December. It's going to be cube month. Then January, I'm not really sure. January through March. Right now, not sure. But I am sure about something. Spring break 2024. I'm sure about something. This is what I'm going to leak to you guys. Is everybody ready? If you're ready for this, press 1. If you're ready for this, press 1. I need to see who's ready for this. Ready for this leaked information. This thing that I am working on, that I'm speaking into existence, something I've never talked about. I've never told any of you guys about this. Only 1 or 2 people know about this. Maybe 3 people know about this. Okay, it's a good amount of ones. Any more ones before we get started? Before we get into the super crazy leaks? Okay. So I love Super Smash Bros. Melee, right? A lot of people love Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I love Edison format Yu-Gi-Oh! And I love bringing people together for really fun events. So what do we do with that, right? After the first IRL RBET, I was reached out to by a venue, a very, very large venue that runs these types of events. And they run frequently Super Smash Bros. Melee events. So I have been kind of in conversation. This is all still speculative. This is something I really want to do. I'm not sure if it's like, again, this is all like, everything is like tentative, but this is definitely something I'm planning on doing. And whether it happens in spring break or in the future, but it's definitely going to happen at some point. I'm definitely going to try to make it happen. It's going to be 2-day IRL event, 800 capacity, day 1 Edison, day 2 Melee, basically. And just have like a big fucking con, more or less. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Day 1, and then day 2 there's a Melee tournament. And then people who play Yu-Gi-Oh! Who also play Melee and vice versa can get like super exposed to it. And I've been talking to the guys at this venue for making this sort of stuff happen. But it's going to be a lot of work. So I'm not exactly sure. A couple of things. I'm going to learn a lot of stuff doing these IRL RBETs that I'm worried about for this event. But this is something that's like, for me, like a magnum opus thing. This would be really cool. Like just some sort of really big, fun game event. Like the most based Yu-Gi-Oh! Format and the most based Super Smash Bros. Game together in one weekend would be really sick. And like 800 capacity is like basically a YCS. So it'd be like day 1 YCS, day 2 Melee. But I don't know exactly how this is going to work. I don't know exactly how I'm going to budget for it because it's very expensive to do all this. And I don't know exactly, like, there's a lot of like little things I have to work through. And I am just one dude, so it's something that's in my playbook though. It's something that I've had a few meetings over, and it's something that I wanted to run by you guys to see if you guys would be interested in something like this. So if you guys would be interested in something like this, let me know. Because this is something I think would be really fucking cool. I think like it would be even cooler than like something that, like, this would be so cool. It's like something that like not even Konami has done, or not even fucking Smash Bros has done. Like this would be a brand new type of thing that like we haven't done, is like a crossover event. Like this could be really fucking cool. But yeah, it's something I'm working on. It's in the works. It's in the works. But this is the rest of this year is pretty much good to go. Like this is what's happening this year. December might not be Cube month. December might end up being something cool. I don't know. We'll figure it out. You'd love to go, but you're in the UK. Well, you have 1.5 years to save up for it. If you want to, or a little bit under a year, I guess. A little bit under a year to save up for it. If you want to go. I just figured I'd pitch it to you guys to see how it goes. Would love to see this succeed. Me too. I honestly succeed. I would love to just see it happen. That'd be fucking cool. Do a lot of Melee players like Edison? Yes, a lot of the top players play Edison. So there's a lot of crossover. So we would get a lot of the Melee players playing in the Edison tournament, and probably vice versa. Side event would have Yu-Gi-Oh! And Smash players doing a match between the two games. Oh, yeah, that's something I wanted to mention too. These big IRL tournaments that I'm throwing will also have side events. So if it fills up and you aren't able to make it for the main event, definitely consider making it just for the side events, because the side events will be just as good. So yeah, and like whoever mentioned earlier, like the IRL events that I throw, I want them to have like this family, like fucking, like we're all here like kicking it vibe, like fucking Vin Diesel saying family and Fast and Furious vibe, you know? If I could pull it off, you consider it a success? Yeah. Yeah, same. Like chess boxing, except it's Melee and Edison. Yeah, that could be cool. That could be cool. I don't know if it's like, I think they might end up being separate tournaments. Like day 1 is just an Edison tour, and then day 2 is a separate Melee tour. Because I don't think we could do both in the same tournament. Like that just would be like, it just sounds impossible. But having a con where you have both of them would be really cool. Yeah, it could be like the chess boxing event. That event like really changed my perspective on how to approach this whole thing. Like we need to go fucking bigger, dude. We need to think bigger than just a YCS. We need to think bigger than. We need to think community, you know? That's what I think. Like throwing an Edison YCS, I could do that, you know? That would just take money. But throwing this event, this would take more than money. This would take like actual like effort on a lot of different fucking levels. So that's something to think about for the next year. I think it'd be really cool. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys had a fun time having these conversations with me. I'm probably going to call it a night. I got to go get ready to go to this event tonight to meet up with some friends. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow for RBET. Don't forget to join the Discord, and I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, join the Really Big Yu-Gi-Oh Discord and join the RBET. And I'll see you guys for the tournament tomorrow. Good night, everyone.